All right, players all readied up. Here's the countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Kicking off Season 2, for me at least, with Week 2 of UTPL. CC versus BRD here. So right off the bat, connects on First Blood. Numbers name there, gonna follow it up. I believe that's Gitz, and I believe that's just his name in numerical format. So we do have a vest popping soon. Let's see who decides to swap over and pick it up. Looks like they got it in their hands on BRD first. Let's follow Zion a little bit. Zion, of course, with one of the more impressive AMP runs in the entire Season 1. If you've not seen that clip, go back and check it out. Absolutely epic. No pun intended in any way there. So again, BRD, like I said, towards the end of Season 1, really started to come together, both from an individual standpoint and with their teamwork. CC's, I think their TDM teamwork was actually pretty sharp from the beginning of Season 1, but their individual fragging ability level, kind of their gunplay, if you will, just got better and better as things went on. Connects, of course, showing some really, really impressive skills. Probably one of the more shrewd solo players we saw the whole season. So a lot of potential between these two teams. Let's head over to this first amp that's going to be popping. Of course, Temple being one of those maps where you can cut off these power-ups. Going to be so important to get there early. Reeve, ooh, of course, he's a power-up hawk. He got there, though. Does get taken down. Let's go on board with Spixie. Only 16 health, but he is able to get one kill on the board. Tying it right back up. You see teams are just trading blows early on here. Here we go, amp coming out. And a full pull on that amp, so pretty impressive. Spixie grabbed that amp off the ground with about 16 health and was able to continue around the map, stay alive, and make economic use of it. So important not to just relay that amp back and forth, end up dropping it, trading it. You want to make sure you're able to get as much damage as possible out of it. You definitely don't want to pass it back to the other team by dying. Well, we followed Gitz because he grabbed his shield belt, but you see him being very, very careful, bouncing around here, trying to get his health back up to match it. $100 armor is up. We'll go ahead and pop over to there just to see if there's any fighting going on it. Doesn't look like much. Giant able to take it. We'll stick with him for a second, see what he's up to. You see a lot of flat cannons coming around. This is one of the unique aspects of Temple, is that flat cannon's going to be useful all over the map because of all of these tight corridors. You see the example right there. People can get stacked up on each other very easily. It's a sharp contrast to a lot of the maps where they have really wide open areas. Amp's going to be popping. Let's give you a view of that. Oh, one goes down, but Tamerlane able to come away with it. Answers back, kills Reeve. CC now with a 4 frag lead. Still very, very early on in this one, but we'll see what he can do here to try to extend it. So I like what they're doing here in that they're running as a team with that amp. You don't want to have one amp runner running alone. You see what happens when you drop that amp so quickly in this map. It's a tricky map though because of that. If you group up on this map, you can be very, very vulnerable because we talked about how tight it is. Ooh, nice combo there by Tamerlane, looking very sharp. Again, we're going to see him in dual action after the 4v4 and 2v2 portions as well. So we'll be seeing a lot of Tamer today. Oh, it just misses that combo up top. You see Red with 2 players up top there trying to control that area. All right, let's skip over to this belt and give you an idea of who's going to try to establish their position. Anzuoff with the combo there's a little bit early, gets knocked off. Nice job by Spixie rotating over to give his team some support. Reed gets taken out mid-air going for it, and Flick Switch with the grab. So BRD with a nice rotation there. CC was in position. They had the timing exactly where they needed it to be. Knocked him off at last second, got 2 last second kills right before it actually came away with it. Ooh, Flick Switch though eats that flat, connects with a double kill. And you see just how quickly you can melt down that armor on a map like this with these close quarters with a flat cannon like that. So now we're looking at the amp room yet again. Ooh, Flick Switch with a nice move, jumping up top, grabbing it and immediately dodging. Very, very difficult target there. And you see him actually passing it for his teammates, so one thing not a lot of people are aware of is that you can pass power-ups in this game. I think you can even pass jump boots if I'm not mistaken and drop them for your teammates. So Smart teams will do that. You saw him coming through, stealing it, sneaking away to his teammate, passing it back, but connects, does take out Spixie. So Reeve now gonna have a few seconds of amp time left. Not a whole lot really to do with it. Does manage 1 kill. You saw him circling around for that belt. Huge damage. Reeve looking really sharp right now with that shock rifle. Oh, you saw that flat cannon still there by Reeve. It's going to be very dangerous in this map with that flak. Nice combo there by Zion. I don't even actually think he was targeting him. I think he was targeting his teammate. But like we said, that's the danger. There's a lot of maps where you're pretty safe bunching up together and get your kind of, you know, power by numbers. In this map, it's so tight that you don't even always get to have full movement capabilities if you get bunched up like that, because you have to be afraid of friendly fire. So we got amp and belt spawning. Tie game right now, just about a third of the way into this one. See Reeve up top trying to push people away with that sniper rifle. Oh, combo coming in from Tamerlane though, knocking him off. Belt's, or excuse me, amp's gonna be up as well as belt. Flick switch grabs that amp. Let's follow him. Trying to cross the map midair. Rockets by Connect. Melt him. Takes that amp for himself, and now Connects is gonna be on the run, trying to make something happen. Flick switch returns the favor, but Reeve there to pick it right back up. This amp is just being passed all around. We've got deaths all over the place from both teams. Gitz is the one that ends up with this amp. He's going to be rolling around, but he's getting hit in the back. So right now, both teams still trying to establish themselves, as they've just been back and forth all game so far. Neither team able to really establish themselves and make a big push. So whichever team can do that, as we approach this halfway point, probably going to put themselves in position to run away with it. All right, we got 15 seconds till this belt spawns. Gitz, you can see, just kind of stacking up here, trying to put himself in position to maybe grab an armor before heading over to it. But right now, we've got Spixie in position. We've seen shock combos controlling these powers been so key so far. But right there, Spixie jumps on top, takes a combo to the back, but he does steal it right in front of Reeve. He will go down at the bottom of the map, though, so nice rotation there by CC, able to negate that power up. 100 armor's up. We're going to bounce over there just in time to see Zion run away with it. We'll watch him. We'll see if he makes his way around. Amp room is right around the corner. You can see there with a shock rifle and a little bit of armor. Oh, but Connects takes him out. So we'll move back over to this amp room and see who gets in position. We've seen a bunch of folks. See Reeve up top. We've seen Spixie steal some right in front of them. They've kind of just been trading power-up grabs right in front of each other. Reeve, nice job there with the boots, grabbing it, but Flick switch. Tamerlane both right there putting damage on him. Tamerlane now going to run away with it. He's down to 45 HP. We'll get his perspective and see if he can get away and survive. Right now, a 4-frag lead. This might be the biggest lead we've seen in this game so far. Tamerlane able to get that kill. So important when you're down under 50 HP. You have to be so careful and pick your spots. Especially with Amp, you can still get those shots. You see that. Nice job lining it up. Nice and easy. Double kill coming out. Tamerlane making it happen with 45 HP. He was able to be very, very careful there. Economical. Oh, and a nice combo up the jump pad there by Tamer. We're going to stick with him as he seems to be on a little bit of a roll. Down to 33 HP though, so got to be careful. Look at the top left side there. You can see nobody really rolling around with very much armor. Both teams still having trouble. You can see the comeback there. BRD was down by 4 or 5, flipped it around. Now they're up by 3. This could be the momentum shift they were looking for. Tamerlane, a big part of that on this run. He's still on a killing spree, looking for some armor or health, but total, oh, shift right there, and then Gitz turns it right back around with that flat cannon that can change things so quickly on this map. All right, down to 6 minutes to go. Let's head over. Overview of that amp room. Reeves getting knocked away. Nice job with the link gun. And the entire BRD team is heading over to this amp. You can see Zion's on the other side, but Tamerlane, oh, but he loses it to Anzuoff, who's able to grab it and snipe him down. Anzuoff now ties it right back up, looking for a run of his own. We saw BRD with the run earlier, able to come back and take the lead. We're down to the last few amp runs, so these could be key to who's able to hang on. Right now, neither team really able to make much separation between themselves. This game's been basically tied the entire time. Goo coming around the corner. Connects always seems to have a way of just ending up with the amp in his hand. We saw that in Season 1 as well. He is just an assassin. Whoever's got that Amp's got to be looking out for him behind him at all times, but he does go down. Amp pretty much dissipates without a whole lot of fanfare. Trading kills back and forth. Flick switch finally on a spree. Maybe we'll see BRD now able to take the lead. We saw Tamerlane go on a killing spree, Flick switch on a spree. He's got 134 over 83, so this is about as stacked as I've seen anyone. If he can head over to this shield belt room and help his team get a second player. So we do see Flick switch and Spixie now both grabbing those armors, so all of those power-ups. Look at BRD's armor. Well, Spixie just took some major damage, but a huge stack on their side, and this could be exactly what they need with a 4-point lead. Under 5 minutes to go, looking to try to make some amount of separation happen here, but never mind. Flick switch goes down immediately. Zion's the last one alive with any amount of armor. He is in position though. You see that shock rifle, you see that amp up there. And players coming in from both sides all over the place. Antuop misses the combo, had a chance there. Tamerlane gonna go down now and grab that amp. This could be key as long as he can survive. Just trying to keep that tool out of CC's hands. They're only down by 2. C50 going to Gids, Tamerlane. And nice job again. We've seen Tamerlane do this a couple times. Grab that amp and retreat and just stay alive, stack back up, put himself in a position to try to do some damage safely. Oh, nice combo there. Erasing connects his armor stack. Defending himself there and grabbing the belt. That's nice. That's a dueler move right there. Fighting someone, still having the timing in your head, able to back up, not even turn away. Take that power up and end that spree there. So a huge play there by Tamerlane. It may not have been a huge multi-kill situation, but you see him playing so efficient. There's a double kill for you on a killing spree again. So Tamerlane's last 5 minutes have been absolutely critical, and this is why you're seeing BRD now up by 5. Everyone else has pretty much just been trading blows back and forth. We saw Flick switch with a little killing spree earlier. And those little bits of efficiency are what are going to separate these two teams. You see how close they've been. Now a 7-frag lead. This is the biggest lead we've seen all game between these two. So we're going to stick with Tamerlane here. He's in position. You got Belt and Amp both spawning, absolutely critical at this point in the match. Under 3 minutes to go. We've seen Tamerlane do this before. Steal this Amp with very little health, get away. He gets knocked down, so we're going to back up and see. I don't know if anybody has jump boots in order to try to get back up there. You see some trades of kills back and forth. Reeve able to get up there and grab it. He has Amp and 114 armor. I think he was able to grab Belt and Amp. This is absolutely critical. He's down right in front. Takes the lead right back, so Reeve with the double power-up grab and a chance here to take the lead and maybe establish themselves up by 3 now with under 3 minutes to go. What a huge turnaround of the last couple minutes. Those power-ups coming up big. And if you're BRD now, you have to reestablish control of the map. You got those power-ups spawning one more time in this map, and that may be the key to who's able to actually come away with this one, as these teams again have been back and forth the whole time. Reeve right now with a huge double power-up grab. Now a 5-frag lead. It was a 7-frag lead for BRD, and that was the biggest lead of the game. It's completely flipped around. Now it's a 5-frag lead for CC, their biggest lead of the game. Up to 6 within a minute and a half or so, if that gives you any indication of just how quickly you can turn things around with those power-ups. So a minute left till the next belt that will be in play, but more importantly, 30 seconds until this last amp run. You'll have a full chance to make use of that amp, and that's going to be huge. As BRD now trying to fight their way back in the game. It looked like they had maybe taken control, and CC answered right back. You see the posturing happening. Everyone knows how critical this amp is. Antuop perhaps missing the timing a little bit. Goes up top, eats some bio rifle. Dropped right on top of the amp, so he's going to go down. Tamerlane's up top. He's got the angle. Nobody should have jump boots now. He's going to grab that. Now, what can he make happen? They're down by 4 with a minute to go. He's got the sniper rifle in his hands. He can hit a couple shots. He can close this gap quickly, but only 35 HP. Doesn't want to cough it up. So down to a 5-frag lead. He's looking for targets now. He's up to 85 health. He's got to make his move. Shield belt's going to spawn right now, but he's only got 10 seconds left on this amp, so he's trying to be smart here. Doesn't want to give it up, but only 38 seconds to go. Team down by 3. Oh, he misses a shot to connect his back. He gets one on Antuop. Only a 3-frag lead. There's 2 players in front of him. He turns that corner. He only has a shock rifle that would give anything for a flat cannon. Oh, and the escape with the jump boots there. Smart move there. Reeve, though, ends up killing himself with the flat cannon, so still down to a 3-frag lead with 15 seconds to go. Down to a 1-frag lead as Flick Switch with the double kill off camera. 10 seconds to go. If they could find 1 kill, they could potentially send us into overtime. CC able to pull 1 kill out there. You saw connects down low with the big combo, and that may ice it. Up by 3 with 1 second to go. We started off the day with a good one, folks. Teams just back and forth. I feel like if these guys played for another hour, it would still be a 2-frag game. Take a look at the scoreboard, but you guys pretty much saw that, just back and forth the whole time. Amp time surprisingly in BRD's favor, but I think some of that amp time was them being smart. We saw Tamerlane have a couple of long amp runs where they weren't hyper aggressive, but they were a little more conservative. Belts going back and forth. A lot more 100 armors going to BRD. Surprises me just a little bit. A little more damage in CC's favor, but like I said, these two dead even at the end of this one. All right, I definitely earlier got Spacer mixed up with one of the other maps. Spacer is definitely a map we've seen played for before. So this one will be another intriguing one. Again, these two teams, very curious to find out, you know, not just this early on in the season, but I'm curious to see how these teams develop towards, you know, by the end of the season. I think either one of them have a chance to take top 3 for sure. I mean, of course, they were number 3 and 4 in season 1. I'd be curious if any of them can develop well enough to take, you know, to break into that top 2 spot. Looks like all 8 players going to stay in, so no roster changes here. They're AFK for a bit, so we're going to head over to the brackets, give you a view of what we've got going on. So, of course, we're going to have Spacer with the same lineups. 2v2, you're going to have, looks like they got a few players available, so they might be switching people out depending on the map. And then, like I said before, Tamer versus Reeve going to be duel number 1. Flick Switch versus Repeat, so a couple very intriguing matchups there. And I like that we're seeing DMD picked a little bit more. It's, I think, you know, one that can kind of shake things up between 2 given players, depending on their strengths and weaknesses. But we still got a lot of action before that, so let's head back over in game. Looks like we got players teamed up now, and of course, given how intense that last map is, I'm sure they won't need any more warm-up. So we should be getting started here any minute. Looks like Tamerlane was having a little bit of a ping spike there. You see him complaining about lag in chat. Looks like it's fairly stable now, but hopefully nobody watching Netflix on his connection or anything like that. Given how important Tamerlane has been to BRD, certainly don't want to see him having any connection problems today. It didn't look like he had any last map, so maybe just a temporary thing there. All right, looks like players asking if everyone's ready. Should be getting started here. So what to look for on Spacer? Spacer's going to be a lot more open of a map, of course, compared to Temple. So you're going to see a lot different power-up control, or excuse me, weapon control coming into play. We'll talk about that as we get going, because these teams are live right now. Here is the countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5. We are here with map 2 between these two. UTPL Season 2, Week 2. We just got things started with a good one. Back and forth on Temple. Ended up being a 2-frag game in the end. BRD had a 7-frag lead with a couple minutes to go. CC came storming back, took a 5-frag lead. BRD was on the way back too and just ran out of time. And early on, CC now establishing some dominance here with 5-frag lead. You see them fighting over those power-ups, but I think really taking control of those weapons So important to get off to a good start in team deathmatch, especially if you can grab those early weapon spawns and take advantage of it by racking up some kills on some spawners. We'll head down. You see Reeve going down to that shield belt area. 10 seconds till it spawns. CC in position all over this power-up, so BRD's gonna have to fight their way in if they want to try to get their hands on it. Doesn't look like it, so Gitz snatches it up for himself. He's going to be turning the corner with that sniper rifle. Gitz with the sniper rifle, of course, been one of the scariest things in the game for about 15 or 20 years at this point. Not something you want to turn the corner and see. See him being chased down. So this is one thing you'll notice in this map. A little bit more room to maneuver. We actually saw Tamerlane grabbing that amp. Ooh, and Connects again behind him. I feel like Connects is just like a rogue. He's just ready to backstab anybody who grabs that amp. Oh, the big combo right there by Spixie, taking out Reeve. Gonna earn Flick Switch a double enforcer, double damage. Loadout here is so scary to go up against. In theory, they're weak weapons, but you double them up and then add double damage on top of them. That's 44 damage a shot. Shooting them twice, like that's an insane amount of damage output if you're up close. As is, nothing really happening there. Zion's gonna grab this belt, so we'll go on board with him for a bit. But yeah, let's talk about this map and how it differs a little bit from Temple. So you can see a lot more open areas. The power-up's gonna be in positions not unlike Temple. You do have to take control of the rooms a little bit early in order to snag these power-ups, because they've got high ground around them. They've got other ways to sneak in and grab them, but you definitely want to get there a few seconds early. It's not one of those maps where you can kind of flow through the map on your rotations and just snag them up, you know, as you're passing through the room. It's easier to lock them down, treat them almost like a base and capture the flag or something. Zion, you can see here, just holding that sniper area. And you see them snagging all of those health vials. He's got the jump boots. He is in position here. If he can grab this amp clean, this could be a big opportunity for him. It looks like CC went down to that shield belt area again. Of course, trying to control that power up, but Zion waiting for the ambush outside. He knows he's got as much health and armor as they do, plus double the damage. He's got every weapon he needs. Zion in position here to try to extend that lead for BRD. Ooh, interesting weapon switch there. He thought about going to the sniper, instead went back to the link gun for that guaranteed damage. Nice use of the jump boots there, trying to freak him out and kill him. Doesn't work. Oh, and eats a combo for his trouble. Connects. I feel like Connects is at his deadliest whenever you've got amp in your hands, but Connects able to pull down the kill right there. We got a little bit of a lull in power-ups. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. You can see CC jumped out to a big lead early on. BRD, of course, came storming back. Just the story of this matchup so far. Neither team able to put a ton of distance between them and the other. Shield belt did spawn down there. CC has been all over it, but Flick Switch this time gets down there. So BRD caught him asleep a little bit, or maybe CC just wasn't there in time. In any case, BRD takes control of the room, and you can see how they kind of locked him out, and that's something you can do with both power-up rooms in this map. Very similar to Temple in that regard, but the actual room-by-room design is just a little more spacious, a little more room to maneuver. You're going to see a lot more shot primary and sniper dueling happening on this map. Not to say that flat cannon isn't useful, but it's not as universally useful as it is on a map like Temple. Following Flick Switch here. Again, you can see that weapon switch. These players pulling out the sniper rifle, opting for the guaranteed damage when they have the amp in their hands. It's a smart move. You're going to have a little more consistency there. If you miss an amp sniper shot, you're going to really put yourself at a disadvantage and in danger of giving up that power up. 10 seconds till this, ooh, turns the corner. A little bit of a lucky break there. Flick Switch almost goes down. Instead, able to make that push on a rampage now. Anzuoff, though, in his face, but instead gets the multi-kill. Flick Switch with 10 HP. Going nuts here, but we do have that shield belt spawning, and he's going to drop down to try to help his teammates out, but CC this time is in position. I don't know how Flick Switch is still alive, but how much damage did he put out there? With under 50 HP, just dripping damage all over the map. Shot after shot, turning the corner, and that's just so key in team deathmatch. You don't necessarily have to get a kill every time you take a shot, just whittling the other team's health down a little bit by a little bit while staying alive, and that was a great example of it there by Flick Switch. So another quick look at the scoreboard where we're waiting for some power-ups to cycle through. BRD establishing themselves now the last couple minutes, been really making a push. You can see that amp has been all of them. CC took control of the shield belt earlier on in the game. It seems like that was their focus, but if you're going to focus on only one power-up, you really can't afford to split them. You can see BRD was able to steal a couple of shield belts away, negating that strategy. CC is going to have to either start pushing out to take control of this amp or really lock down that shield belt and find a way to negate these amp grabs if BRD is able to grab them all. Tamerlane again with an amp in his hand. No armor to back it up, but able to take out Connects. And so now with a little bit of armor, he can be more aggressive. He's going to probably push, ooh, yep, around that corner right into Reeve. Eats a rocket. Luckily, he had that armor. Oh, and Anzuel finds himself backed into the wrong corner. We still have quite a bit of time until the shield belt spawns, so interesting to find out where CC is going to go to try to regroup after fighting off this amp run by Tamerlane. Still about 25 seconds till the belt. I would expect in about the next 5 seconds, you're probably going to see both teams start jockeying for position for it. CC's been getting there extremely early. Let's turn the corner and see what we've got. Zion's already in position for BRD, but he's got jump boots, so he can make an escape quickly if he needs to. Right up that hatch. And there you see BRD dropping in. Actually getting the jump. I think CC may have lost timing of that shield belt as you got a free grab there for Zion. And this could be problems for CC trying to establish themselves and come back in this one. If they're not able to control the shield belt, that seemed to be the primary focus. They need to then back up. Maybe they can flip control and they can grab control of this sniper and amp room and turn that power up control. Just, you know, flip the script, if you will. We're gonna move around up top, get a view of this. You see Flick Switch standing on it. It's gonna be spawning any second now, and BRD though is still firmly in control of this map and that room. Another power up going their way, and that's gonna be problematic as we're halfway through this one, and CC has basically lost control of every power up. So gonna be relying then on reestablishing their timing. And perhaps just good old-fashioned, you know, aiming in this case. If they can just find a way to out-frag BRD for a little bit, they can maybe knock them off their control. As you see, definitely a commanding lead now for BRD. Yeah, we see Twitch chat talking about the dual lineups. Kind of an interesting situation. I mean, a team like really both of these teams have multiple players that would be very viable duelers. So I'm very curious to find out with different teams through this season how that strategy evolves. If you have, you know, 3-4 people on your team that can potentially duel, you know, do you maybe have them start practicing 2v2 together? Or do you keep that flexibility, have a few different duelers depending on the matchup? Do you decide that, you know, you want only 2 people to duel the whole time? You know, maybe have someone else, kind of your third dueler, end up practicing more 2v2, 4v4. Interesting team-wide strategies as you're going on with these seasons, things that you don't really see whenever you're playing just pickup games or even scrims. So we're actually gonna head over to this power-up. This amp gonna be so key. If CC wants any chance of coming back in this one, they're gonna need to try to take control of this. You see kills coming across all over the board up top, just an absolute slaughterhouse over by the sniper rifle. In the end, Reeve able to come away with that amp. He's gonna push over to shield belt. And if you're CC though, this is key. You need to not just grab that amp, you have to make something happen with it. They don't have time to be conservative with this big of a deficit. They're gonna have to be aggressive. You saw him charging with that link gun. Not a bad move. That will be very, very disruptive, especially if your team is trying to take back control. You know, if someone's sitting back there with a sniper rifle or a shock rifle, eating a bunch of amped link will definitely make them uncomfortable with their aiming. Oh, Reeve with shots to the back. Zion, right place, right time. Easy shots there. Let's head down to this shield belt. We've seen BRD taking control, getting the timing, and getting here super early. CC hasn't even really been able to reorganize to contest it. The last few shield belts have gone straight to Zion with nobody touching him. And that is unfortunate if you're CC, because it's so easy to contest this amp if you have any kind of timing on it, but the shield belt, you really have to commit to getting there ahead of time. Kind of unique with this map. I would say the shield belt is probably the longest trek. So right now, credit to BRD though, taking control of this map a few minutes in after going back and forth for a while. And just kind of, you know, staying on top of it. CC able to grab an amp. Anzuoff goes down immediately to some shock rifle. We'll see if anyone's able to grab it. It was on the ground there. Spixie looks like he's got it in his hands. We're going to follow him. Oh, nice close shot there. You see again, connects right in his face. And another shot coming out for Spixie. Trying to extend this lead up to almost 30. We're at 29 right now, so connects with the amp in his hand, but nothing really happening there. Under the 4-minute mark, 90 to 58, and looks like time is going to be running out soon here for BRD. Excuse me, for CC. I suppose the time's running out for BRD as well. They just happen to be on the right side of it. You can just hear all of the enforcers rolling around, and I actually think CC has done a good job of helping, you know, kind of breaking down BRD's control in the last couple minutes, but they just haven't been able to re-establish control of these power-ups. You see Amp and Belt both spawning at the same time. The last few have gone to Zion. You can see on the scoreboard, Zion's been all over. I think the last 3 belts have all been his. We'll see if anyone's ahead of it. Looks like a flick switch going to be sitting on it. Anzuoff will be a little bit of a hassle there, but again, showing up just way too late. CC just can't get the timing of it. And now Tamerlane controlling that amp, and so CC has just been starved out for power-ups the second half of this game. So Tamerlane now, you know, he knows the score. He's looking up at the board saying, you know, maybe the smartest move here is just to back up, be smart, control some of the key weapons. You see Shock, Sniper, Jump Boots, all within a couple seconds of each other. And that's why it's so key to hold that Sniper room. Looks like what we see in this map is BRD basically setting up shop there and then extending out, you know, sending people from there to go grab Belt to contest a little bit of the 100 armors. But that's been their primary focus. CC looks like they've been trying to split. Been sending people around that 100 armor, maybe a little bit of a push to the Sniper here and there, especially when Amp was spawning, and then trying to hold that shield belt. I actually think it reminds me of their strategy on Rankin. They do something kind of similar there where they don't fully commit to holding that Sniper area. And it can work. We've seen them, you know, make that work on Rankin, you know, as an example. But when you lose control of that shield belt, when that's going to be kind of your linchpin, it really puts you in a tough position. And they just were never really able to establish any kind of consistency there, especially in the second half of the map. I think early on, CC, as we saw, got off to a quick start, had themselves in decent position. You can see they're actually been whittling down this lead a little bit in the last few minutes. I just think they're kind of running out of time here. Anzuoff, of course, grabbing this amp for them. Going to try to negate some of that lead again, but a minute and a half left. Definitely going to be all BRD in this one. So under a minute to go. You see down to a 21 frag lead. So again, credit CC. I mean, Anzuoff, you see there making a nice killing spree happen on that amp run. They're still playing hard. They're still trying to, you know, kind of maintain some momentum coming back in this one. We do still have a best of 3 2v2 coming up after this, and of course the 2 best of 3 duels. So, you know, even when you're mathematically out of it, you certainly want to keep yourself in the match mentally, because a bunch of these players still got a lot of maps to play. We'll take a peek at the scoreboard, and down to a 19 frag lead. So yeah, I mean, like I say, CC still playing hard, definitely fighting back in this one. They're going to run out of time, but good showing for their side on the second half of this one. Maybe they learned something with their ability to turn this one back around. But as it is, BRD in the middle of this map just really locked down both power-ups. You can see the discrepancy there. 3 times as much amp time and 2 more shield belts. And when your entire strategy, like CC did, you know, hinge on controlling that shield belt, you really can't afford to lose track of it. I think that's where they kind of got off their game plan towards that middle part of the map. And as it is, these two teams dead even so far. It'll be interesting to see. So we'll go back to that brackets page as they're getting this next 2v2 set up. Again, they both have basically their entire roster available for 2v2. So it'd be interesting to see if they swap people out depending on the map. We're gonna start with solo, move to Rankin, then go cannon. So a very varied map list on this one. All right, so I imagine they'll be jumping back in on the London hub, so we'll just keep an eye out for that one popping up. Again, of course, after this, we do have Tamerlane versus Reeve as the duelers, and then Flick Switch versus Repeat. We talked about it last map a little bit, but yeah, I mean, look at these two teams' rosters. I mean, they have so many people that could be, I guess, viable or really successful duelers. I'm very curious to see with both of these teams who they throw out there in the coming weeks. I mean, BRD, of course, another match right after this against G. And you can see the entire roster listed for the duelers. So they haven't, they may have actually already picked this because this is information they have to share between the teams. But at least on the website, not reflecting any decisions between the two. It looks like we're gonna see Nitro, so a new map added in the Season 2 map pool. So again, match 2 gonna come up, BRD versus G. We're gonna kick things off with Nitro. Pretty excited about that. That's an old UT99 remake. There was a remake in 2K4, but it wasn't really played much. But a very well-rounded map. One that actually feels like a map you can run around with pretty much any weapon on. But all right, we got 2v2 coming up here. I'm gonna stop scrolling that page and making you dizzy. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have Zion and Spixie versus Repeat and Anzuoff. So again, very curious to find out if these are gonna be the 2v2 matchups the entire time, or if they're gonna swap people out on different maps. Solo, a map you're gonna see in both 2v2 and duel. I think they may have changed, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think they may have changed the map list this season to where while there's multiple maps that are in multiple game types, I don't think there's any that are in all three, right? Like I know, I don't think there's any maps that are dual 2v2 and 4v4, but this is one you'll see in 2v2 and dual. Of course, way too small for 4v4. Looks like players ready to go ahead and get jumping into this one is not even at the 8 o'clock mark here, so getting things rolling right along. Here's the countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Kinex 5. We are here with our 2v2 portion of this first matchup of the day. A little bit of team damage right out of the starting blocks, but Anzuoff able to get that first kill. These two teams just been dead even back and forth with the 4v4. Would not expect to see anything different in 2v2, and we might even see some dead even duels between these two as well. The way these two teams are playing, it's basically a coin flip at this point. Ooh, nice sniper shot there by Anzuoff. He's gonna earn himself the first 100 armor. Oh, goes down though to the to the enforcer, and then we see a headshot from Repeat. These two teams, again, just trading blows back and forth. We're gonna have this shield belt spawning in 15 seconds or so. Let's head over to it, give you a kind of a view. We saw some folks on top of it. Spixie's right there. Zion watching his back. Repeat's gonna come around the back and snipe him down, but he's out of position to grab it. Jumps on top. Anzuoff coming in behind. Turns him into mist with that flat cannon, and he's gonna probably grab that first belt. So everyone going down there. Anzuoff, the last man standing, and now the first one with the armor. And 2v2 on these smaller maps can be so fast-paced. Really shows off the communication ability between teams. Keeping track of, two players on what's essentially a duel map requires a lot of talk and comms between these two players. And whenever you see those flanking situations, one player, drops down, you see that combo. Anzuoff right now really setting himself apart early on in this one. But as I was saying, keep an eye out for those flanking situations where one player Maybe gets cornered by 2 of the enemy players, and then his teammate comes around the corner and blasts him. That's all communication right there. Calling people out. Having that extra set of eyes on these tiny maps can make such a big difference. Nice shot there. Just flicking his wrist. Anzuoff really feeling himself at this point. Doesn't hurt to have all the power-ups in your hands. Oh, and Spixie makes him eat a combo. He's in between him and the belt. Smart positioning there by Spixie. Got there a little bit earlier. Anzuoff a bit late with it, so we'll follow Spixie and see what he's able to do to try to eat into this lead. Only a 3-frag difference early on. But the first round of power-ups pretty much all went to CC, and that's been the difference so far. And so right now, these teams kind of just jockeying for position at this point. That 100 armor does go to Anzuoff, so a little bit of armor on both sides. We're going to see a lot of fighting. Ooh, flak to the face. They are chasing down. You see Spixie on the run, trying to get away. Out of ammo. He gets the Enforcer kill, able to pick up the rocket launcher with 36 HP. Somehow escapes. He's got the shield belt spawning any second, trying to stay alive. In fact, gets another kill on repeat, so Spixie right now putting in work with low health. Anzuoff does grab that amp. We'll go over there. He's a little bit cornered right now. Zion's got him in the shock trap. Nice work there by Zion, able to negate that power, pick it up for himself. Got a sniper rifle in his hand so he can insta-kill anyone he can hit, but oh, just a split second too early. Trying to line up that shot on the armor. You see these two teams know the angles on this map. There's some very tight aiming windows, and the amped headshot on repeat just erases him there. Clutch shot there by Zion. One shot would have taken him out instead. Turns it around, gets the kill. We are tied right back up. So right now we're looking at 10 seconds until this belt spawns. I'm gonna head back just a little bit so you can see the angles coming out. You see Zion trying to get in front of it. Anzuoff's underneath with rockets trying to take him out. That shock rifle is gonna be a really useful tool to try to hit him around that corner. Spixie sneaks up, grabs it with that rocket launcher. We'll follow Spixie. He's down to 16 HP though. Low health all around in this map right now. So Amp will be spawning any second now. And that double damage gonna be so key. Trying to break away here as these teams, again, just maintaining this tug of war that we've seen all matchup. We're going to head over to that amp now and see Zion just sitting on it, trying to hide in the corner and being incognito. Oh, he eats a flak ball to the face, kisses the smiley face. Now's the time to bring out those Mr. Bucket emojis, but as it is, Spixie, oh, he goes down, had that amp in his face. Repeat able to get that pickup, and I think we've seen a 2-frag lead, so running away with this one, relatively speaking, up by 3. Now, we actually did see a 5-frag lead in the 4v4 to kick things off last map. Saw that get turned around in a hurry, so definitely anything can happen as we're only about a third of the way through this one. But Repeat pushing them off of the belt. So really nice play here by CC there, where they lost control of power-ups about this point in that 4v4 last map. They've definitely kept themselves in position to, at the very least, contest, and in the last couple minutes, even grab those power-ups. Take a quick look at the scoreboard to compare. 100 armor is squarely in CC's favor. Amp time definitely in their favor. You see the belts going a little bit more to BRD, and the damage output, though, all going to be CC right now. So we'll see how that continues as this map goes on. We're still a couple of minutes to the halfway point. Ooh, Repeat opting not to go for the health there. Interesting move. Decided to try to get up front and maybe steal a kill. And again, that comes into that teammate communication. You'll tell them, hey, you know, Zion's weak by shock or whatever the case may be. And sometimes you make your decisions almost blind based entirely on what your teammate's telling you. And you really have to have a lot of trust, especially in 2v2 where you've only got one other set of eyes. All right, Amp and Belt will be spawning soon. Let's head over to Amp. This time you've got Anzuoff on it. He's going to get a clean grab now. This is, I think, one of the first clean grabs we've seen of that Amp. No armor on top of him to back it up. We're only 50 armor, but no big armors on him. He's got to be a little bit careful here. But he does have Spixie cornered. He might pull out. Oh, there's a rocket launcher. I thought he might pull out Enforcer to try to finish him off. Instead, he's going to try to wait for that one patient shot. And he gets it. So nice shot there by Anzuoff. He's got him up close. Oh, he's got to be careful. He damages himself with that amped rocket, and Zion finishes him off with a shock. Again, great teamwork right there. And up to an 8 frag lead just like that. CC's been storming ahead just in the last couple minutes, really on the backs of that power control they've been managing to put together. But again, not even halfway through this one, so 9 frags, 10 frags. In control, but definitely not, BRD definitely not out of this one yet. Oh, and another headshot coming out. Anzuoff, the clutch one this time. Belt goes to CC, and they've really been running control of the power-ups the last couple minutes. We're just about halfway through this one. Amp will be spawning soon. I'm going to head over to that. You see Spixie with another headshot. These teams just decapitating each other left and right with that sniper rifle. Again, there's angles on this map. There's such a tight window. But there's lots of spots in this map where you can get sniper shots, peek shots all across it, especially on the power-ups. You're very vulnerable on any of these power-ups to getting sniped. See, fighting over that amp in the background. Ooh, Zion eats a flak ball. Spixie's going to be on his own, but he does have some armor to back it up. He may be able to bait them into chasing him back there. And you see that amp flat cannon at close range, just like a shotgun, bouncing off the walls and ricocheting and taking him out. And he's going to make a push over here to shield belt. Smart move there by BRD, knowing that you had the succession of power-ups, using one to try to control the other. That's going to go to BRD, and this could be their time to turn this around. I think this is the first time they've covered both power-ups. Oh, in a while, and another headshot there by Spixie. You see Spixie right now, 35% sniper, pretty good. Nothing mind-blowing, but definitely dropping some headshots on him so far this game. Another shot coming out. They've got Repeat stuck back in that corner. Oh, eats a flak ball. You got to be careful turning around that corner. Repeat able to bait him. Get that defensive kill. Now Spixie starting from square one again. See if he's able to get over to any of these power-ups. He got shield belts in 20. 100 is up right now. Anzuoff just toying with him. Finally grabs it. We do have belts up in 15 seconds. See players trying to get in position for that. We'll circle around to it and give you a view of the actual room. You see Repeat on top of it. Anzuoff in front. Ooh, Spixie trying to sneak around. Flak versus Flak. Repeat wins that battle and earns himself a belt. Ooh, Zion's rockets coming out on Anzuoff. Amp's going to be in Repeat's hands. This is very, very, dangerous situation. The bio rifle actually gets the kill there, but Repeat now with an 11 frag lead, 5 minutes to go, picking up both power-ups. Big opportunity for CC to really deny BRD much of an opportunity to try to put together a comeback. And the pyro rifle kill is really just going to be demoralizing more than anything. These teams have been pretty much dead even though, so we've had around a 7 to 10 frag lead for CC for about 5 minutes now. So after a few minutes, they were really able to put things together, jump into this lead, and they've been dead even since then. We'll see if BRD can make anything happen here, try to cut into that lead. They're in position for this belt ahead of time, pushing Anzuoff away. Anzuoff does have that shock rifle that's going to be dropping combos down, trying to knock him off. Spixie grabs that power-up, but only an enforcer, so running around with just his little pistol. Does grab a sniper rifle in his hand, so he'll be able to put down some damage. Anzuoff, though, going to push him away with those combos, so let's see. They decide to stand in here. It looks like 2v1 over that 100 armor. Ooh, and he goes down. So Spixie being a little bit aggressive ends up making him pay. So Repeat now has that 100 armor in his hands. Let's go on board with him, trying to put this match away in the last few minutes. Ooh, rockets up close, gonna make him pay. Gotta be careful being aggressive against a lift like that. Oh, charge rockets coming through again, and so Zion just swoops in, grabs that power up. This is the opportunity they need. Amp sniper rifle. He only has 23 health, but he's going to be able to kill everyone in one shot right now. Has to find some targets. Got armor in his hands, only down by 11. Still plenty of time here if he can make something happen. Oh, the aggressive 90 damage with the flat cannon. Anything else will take out Repeat. He's got to be careful. Anzuoff sneaking up on him. Oh, and Anzuoff able to steal that shield belt from right around the corner. Zion was in position but didn't have the timing on it, so nice smart move there by Anzuoff. Doesn't go head-to-head against the amp runner. Grabs that power-up, sneaks around the corner, and then escapes. So Anzu now 130 over 150 and soaking up just every power-up on the map right now. So that may not have been a flashy play by Anzuoff, but it was extremely smart. He's picked up the shield belt and the 100 armor there while avoiding the amp runner. And with time running out and you got the lead, it's a really, really intelligent move there. Doesn't look as pretty, you know, that's not going to go in any frag videos, but that's the kind of thing you look for in these team deathmatch matches. You know, just taking time off the clock when you've got a lead like that. Raja with the sub coming through. Appreciate that, man. Of course, UTPL putting up the prize money for this tournament, helping give us, you know, something to do on these weekends. Definitely want to support them. And of course, they do have all of their social media. You can follow things on. Ooh, the amp getting picked up and immediately dropped. Zion now with another opportunity with amp sniper rifle. There's another headshot coming out. We've seen them all over the place this map. Oh, misses that shot on Anzuoff. Anzuoff being kind of cagey right now. Just distracting him while Repeat able to sneak around, finish him off with a link gun. Again, very good teamwork there. Down to a 12 frag lead, so BRD has slowly been coming back in this one, but I think they're going to be staring down the barrel of the clock right now. Under 2 minutes, or a little over 2 minutes to go, rather. And not the easiest map to come back on from that big of a deficit, so we'll see if they're able to maintain some momentum. Again, this is a best of 3. So this map, not itself worth any points. Ooh, bio rifle coming out. Nothing happening there. 13 frags in under 2 minutes. Very unlikely at this point. So give a quick look at the scoreboard to see where we are. See the damage fairly even here. A little bit of a lead for CC. But more than anything, when you look at like the amp time, which was even more one-sided in the middle of this map, the 100 armor's going very one-sided. Shield belt's going back and forth. So again, BRD, not a bad game by any means, but CC was just able to put together that streak a few minutes into this game. And that's really what's been carrying them the rest of this time. Oh, bio rifle coming out again. I think this is the most bio rifle I've ever seen used in a 2v2 on this map. But again, such tight quarters, such a small map, you can actually, you can really drop it down into some health pack areas, maybe on some power-ups, and catch people not looking. Oh, the big flak by Spixie, able to steal away that power-up and basically just run away from Repeat at this point. And that's all BRD really has, or excuse me, that's all CC really has to do at this point is survive. But Repeat gonna chase down Spixie, melt him down with that amp link gun, and with 30 seconds to go, take map 1. But the way these teams have been playing, would not be surprised to see BRD come right back and take map 2. We'll be moving there. I think we're staying on this hub, so we don't have to worry about bouncing around. So should be getting right back into this one. Keep that in mind though, Zion and Spixie versus Anzu and Repeat. These teams both have their full roster at their availability. Full roster availability for their 2v2s. So we'll see if they decide to switch things up for map 2. Sometimes you have different players that just have different preferences, things like that. Oh, we've got a situation. That's right. We're playing musical Rankin still with the different versions on different servers, but luckily it's downloading reasonably quickly, so join me in watching this satisfying progress bar as it progresses. Almost there. Almost there. All right, Chad, are you ready for it? And we're downloaded. All right, mission accomplished. All right, everybody, we can go home now. All right, we are on the gritty reboot of Rankin. You'll notice the lighting a little bit little bit different. Texture is going to be a little bit grittier. Of course, one of the maps they've been working on doing, you know, kind of more of a thorough port of, rather than just porting directly over. All right, looks like we are ready to go here. All right, and here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5. Here with map 2 of the 2v2 portion. Ooh, Rankin. And early on, kissing the flak ball. Zion says hello. A quick lead here by BRD. Trying to make something happen. They are staring down the barrel of a 1-0 lead for CC in this 2v2 portion. But of course, these teams have just been trading hits back and forth. Trying to force a map 3, though, to get that second point on the board. First 100 armor going to go to Zion. We'll get on board with him. We've seen him go absolutely nuts on this map with the sniper rifle. So if you're CC, you got to have that image in your mind of him running around with that amp sniper. You got to avoid that at all costs. Although this time, doing some rocket juggling. Looking a little Quake-like there. Up to a 5-0 lead. We've seen this before, though. These teams sometimes weren't able to jump out early, but you can expect a comeback to happen for sure from CC. 100 armor does go to Anzuoff. That'll be their first power-up. And Rankin gonna be another kind of dual-size map, although this is a map that's played 2v2 and 4v4, so a little bit more versatile, a little bit more space in this map than on something like Solo. Amp will be spawning any second. You do see these players jockeying for position around it. Ooh, big combo. Takes him out on top of it, dropping down just in the nick of time. Zion with huge kills there, and more importantly, perfect timing grabbing that power-up. So he'll have that double damage sniper rifle. Looking for some targets. Still 20 seconds till the shield belt spawns. He's going to stick to around that side of the map, but not necessarily gonna camp around there. He's going to try to find someone to utilize that on, and there's a close-range sniper shot. Ooh, Spixie. Scorched earth right there with the kamikaze kill. So still only an 8-2 lead right now. Zion's going to actually drop that sniper rifle for his teammate because he's got a shock rifle of his own. Going to go down to challenge that belt. Looks like they're able to negate it, so back up to 8-3. And again, with a map like this, it's a little bit bigger. Keep in mind kind of how these teams are flowing, when they decide to be aggressive, because you can be a little bit defensive on this map. You can be kind of elusive a little bit more than you can on a smaller one like Solo. Get a quick look at the scoreboard to see how things are progressing. Zion right now outscoring CC by himself. Of course, we know he can get super hot on this map and just make people disappear. Looking very comfortable right now with that high ground. We're going to have simultaneous spawns now of belt and amp. Always interesting to see how people decide to play that, if they're going to split or if they're going to pick one and go for it. Zion looks like he's squarely in Team Amp over here. Ooh, eats a little bit of shock. Has to be careful. Needed to get that shot. You see the duck you see the duck able to avoid that shot. Kills him off of it. Now Spixie's going to have the amp in his hands with the sniper rifle. Throwing a weapon to his teammate. Anzuoff was able to grab that belt, but that amp sniper rifle is going to be, very deadly for repeat right there. Anzuoff up top, though, so Spixie with a double kill there. 2 in a row on repeat. Anzuoff being very elusive up top. Spixie doesn't want to be too aggressive here with only 28 HP, but now that power-up's gone, he can slide back, and run right into Anzuoff. He takes him out, so Anzu now with a chance to make something happen with 105 armor still from that shield belt. Maybe establish some control. This sniper rifle and sniper rifle and shock rifle area of the map, so critical to controlling it, especially in 2v2. You got that amp spawning route right behind you. You got relatively quick access to the shield belt. Ooh, belt does spawn though, and BRD all over it. Spixie able to get the kill off of it. So right now, you're interesting situation here. You got 2 players running around with full 150 armor from those shield belts. Very rarely do you see that. Anzuoff, though, able to get the best of him with those rockets, and now we're going to be pushing around towards this amp. We're going to take a view of it from the sky. Zion's on top of it. You see down there, it's actually spawning. Zion had the timing of it. You see BRD able to get there early, push them away. It's so dangerous if you can't drop down from that from above. You kind of have to run right down that corridor. So easy to get trapped. You see that flank by Zion, getting that kill with the amp link gun. Dangerous decision there to stand in there against that shot combo. Doesn't connect, so Anzu has to run away, take some damage. Another shot, so Zion right now hitting 3 shots in a row, able to get 1 kill. Ooh, in good position to chase down that last kill. And Repeat stuck back there against him as well. Nice job there by Repeat, though. You see the amp ran out of time right as he turned that corner, able to take him down and defend himself. So BRD still hanging on to that 6 frag lead that they pretty much built immediately as this map started. They've been dead even since then. And it's kind of what we've seen between both these two teams in 2v2 and 4v4. Whichever team can put together some sort of run and establish any amount of advantage. They've been so even otherwise that often lasts the whole match. Ooh, big combo there. And CC right now is doing a great job when they have to retreat. They're backing into each other, so they're not just running randomly and getting caught in corners by themselves. They're meeting each other up and trying to double their efforts. But you see the nice snipe there by Zion. Zion feels like he's just in control of this map. Everywhere he is, I feel like he's just ready to snipe anyone who peeks their head out. You can see he's very, very interested in this amp. Doesn't really care about that shield belt so much. They did split this time, so this time Repeat able to fight his way over to that belt. He's gonna take some damage. There's 1 kill by Zion. He's gonna have a chance. There's the double kill. Coming around that corner, throwing that shock rifle towards his teammate. Gotta be careful though. Almost threw it towards Anzuoff, enemy player off the spawn. Cleaning things up with another amp sniper rifle kill. That double damage sniper is just so deadly in a map this size. Shotgun coming out. A nice move there by Zion. Again, we mentioned it earlier. Able to keep your crosshair on your opponent and then also back up into health and armor. A lot of map awareness there, in the midst of combat. He does finally go down, so his killing spree ended by Anzuoff, who's been really on top of things with that link. All right, so Spixie with the chase down. Ooh, big flat cannon to the face there. We've seen a lot of that so far. Just smiley faces bouncing off people's skulls. All right, so the amp grab here by Zion. He's going to be on the run here. Only 37 health. No sniper rifle in his hand. That's definitely when he's at his scariest. Oh, and a double kill there by Anzuoff with a sniper rifle, able to get himself an amp. Sneaking underneath, gets 1 kill there. He can find the spawner. Ooh, nice defensive use of the piston there. Shield belt spawning right there. Can Spixie get the bio rifle kill up close? Oh, he does. Bio rifle against the amp by Spixie. We've seen a couple of nice bio rifle kills in this matchup so far. I believe Spixie grabbed the shield belt there, but got erased pretty quickly. But as things are looking right now, BRD hanging on to this lead. I told you they had the way these teams have been going, would not be surprised me to see third maps in all of their matchups here. As things are going, we're headed towards it for 2v2, but still plenty of time left for GC to try to lock things down. Only a 6 frag lead. All right, so a bit of a lull here. Take a quick peek at the scoreboard for you. So Belt's gonna spawn right now. So is Amp. And as usual, Zion right on top of that Amp right as it spawns. On a killing spree again off the back of both some armor and that Amp. And that's gonna be a problem for CC if they let Zion keep getting Amp with a sniper rifle and some armor. I mean, that's absolutely where he wants to be. Looks like they lost control of the shield belt, though, a little bit, as Zion went through that belt area after it had already been taken by Repeat. Could come into play later on if CC is able to control that timing. We actually saw the exact opposite happen on Spacer in 4v4, where CC lost timing of that belt. BRD just rode it the rest of the map. Up to a double-digit lead now. Oh, another flak ball to the face. These teams... The theme of the last map was headshots. The theme of this one seems to be flak balls to the face. Dropping balls on their top. That is what the Mr. Bucket is for. Repeat there, you saw flacking himself, though. The bold strategy, Cotton. Oh, the headshot, you know? Oh, double kill. So Zion reminds us that he knows how to snipe as well. Actually, I don't think Zion's had any crazy flak balls this map. I think he's stuck to the theme of snipers and headshots like last map. Right as I say that, I jinx him. And he pulls out the flak, of course. Oh, and there we go. Zion joins the party. The direct flak ball and the follow-up kill. Waiting on this amp, and Zion has just been all over these amps. It's been kind of a power-up hawk this map. Spixie, though, nice move there, so that's smart. Again, you talk about that the communication, something you don't necessarily see on screen. Zion was in position for that amp. He's been grabbing them all, but he knew he was low, so called his teammate over to swoop through and back him up. Indeed, he goes down, his teammate grabs it, and that is all communication. Nice double damage air rocket there, 200 damage for you. And BRD definitely not looking like they're ready to relinquish control of this map at all. Up now by 15, and a killing spree by Spixie as well. So some nice efficient play here with killing sprees by BRD, able to extend that lead. Towards the end of this one, we're just about down to the last quarter of it. And I don't even remember what map 3 was. I know we looked at it before. I think it's a cannon, if I recall. So that'd be a really interesting map to see as map 3. And it looks like that's gonna happen. This BRD answers right back in this map. Oh, rockets to the back. Nice, smart move there by Repeat. You saw him going around the corner, shooting those rockets behind him rather than diving in front. Catches him in the back, takes him out, but again, under 3 minutes to go. This might be a little bit out of reach at this point, barring any insane amp runs. We're actually seeing, as this is as open as the amp has been in a while. CC has really had no opportunity to swoop in and grab those amps anytime recently. Zion's been all over it. Spixie grabbing the last couple. Ooh, rockets to the back. This could be Anzu's chance. Here we go. Anzu with the amp link gun. It's going to be running right in his face. Melts him down. Needs to find some respawners right now. Try to convert some spawn kills. Got a shot up top. He doesn't want to shoot his teammate, though. Has to be careful. 90 damage coming out. Good move. Following up with the link gun. Hope for a respawner right in front of him, but they're going to be across that map, so he's going to have to chase him down the old-fashioned way with, you know, only a paltry 100% damage. Ooh, big link damage, avoiding the goo shots that we've seen come into play a lot in this 2v2. Oh, Zion gets the goo kill off screen there, but also killed himself, so kamikaze goo kill for Zion. Luckily for him, he does respawn right up by the sniper rifle. Belt's gonna be up right now. Looks like nobody's super interested in it. I mean, if you're BRD right now, you don't necessarily have to control power-ups. Anzu's gonna go steal it, but really, this amp is the last bastion of hope. It's cut down to an 11 frag lead. 10 frag lead with a minute to go, or a minute and a half to go. Just on the verge of possible. This map is so big, though, for 2v2 that finding even 9 kills here in a minute is going to be very difficult. They absolutely need this amp. They get it. Repeat with the amp and the shock rifle. So here we go. He's got a sniper rifle in his hands. He's going to have to pull together, frankly, a Zion-like run here. He wants to put something together to try to come back. You see Zion hiding in the corner up and down that lift. He knows he's around there somewhere, just wasting time. That's a smart move there. Up by 8. All they have to do is run out the clock. You see the smiley face by Zion. He knows what he got away with there. And Repeat, 0 kills with that amp, not able to take shots on anyone. So great avoidance. And again, that's the map for you. When you play on kind of a larger map like this one, you can avoid the amp runner sometimes. You can negate by evasion rather than by killing them. So veteran moves there by CC, or excuse me, by BRD, avoiding CC's amp run, running out the clock, and really taking out their last opportunity to come back in this one. So map 3 it will be, DM Cannon. Cannon going to be a much more open map than we've seen between these two. It's going to be very hit scan heavy. Of course, both these teams, no stranger to that. Although I will say that if I had to choose, I would say BRD, I think, maybe has an advantage. I don't know. It's so tough to call. Cannon's going to be a really interesting one. But as it is, you see, pretty commanding win there by BRD on their map. And look at that amp time. They were all over it. Only one amp grabbed off the stand by CC. BRD was all over it. Not even the second half, really the entire map. You saw Zion just sitting on him, and then Spixie swooping up and grabbing the last few. 100 armors were relatively even. Belts were relatively even, but that amp making a huge difference there. And look at that damage differential. Pretty significant. Zion, of course, having an absolutely massive game. 30 and 18, 5,000 damage. Anytime you see 5,000 damage in a 2v2, you know you've seen something impressive. Now, you do see the admin jumping in here into chat. He'll give you all the links to the info. I think we may have a follow command on the chat bot. I forget if we ever added that, but that'll have all the Razor Edge Gaming social media info. Of course, you want to remember to follow those for all of the UTPL updates and news. Of course, we've got a huge Challenger division this season. We'll take a look at that in between matches here. So a lot going on this season, but right now we're about to jump into map 3, the tiebreaker, the 2v2 portion of this match. Players are ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you map 3, the tiebreaker. These two teams just can't decide who wants to win. Oh, and there's another flak ball. Kicking things off. Spixie has just been dropping flak balls and goo balls all over everyone. So we are tied up. So this has actually been the first map between these two where one team hasn't taken a quick lead. We've seen some 3-0, 5-0 leads to start things off. 1-1 here this time. This is an interesting map in comparison to the others. It's certainly not small, but it's very open. So it's got a big footprint and complex architecture, but you see how wide open. Another flak ball, this time by Repeat, kissing the smiley face on it. See lots of fighting, getting in position for that shield belt area. Let's head up. Zion's going to be right on top of it. He's already got the 100 armor, so it'll be interesting to see if he grabs this armor himself or leaves it for his teammate. Looks like he's going to grab it himself. Nope, he's going to maybe leave it for Spixie. So, okay, a smart move there to distribute the armor. So, again, you talk about communication. He saw Repeat and Antoine both on the opposite side of the map, so he knew he had the ability to let that armor go. That's also going to throw off the timing. So, if you're CC right now, you may not have seen or heard that belt get grabbed. You have to be able to reestablish your timing on that power-up. Otherwise, you're going to show up a few seconds early next time, and that could cause problems. 5 seconds till this amp spawns. So, for any of you unfamiliar, this amp's going to spawn right on this map. This is the namesake of the map, the cannon. Whenever it's green, it can be shot, and if someone shoots it, anyone standing on it's going to get blasted completely off the map. So Spixie that time, taking his time, able to grab it while it's red. Whenever it's red, it will not be shooting. And if you're wondering, there are ways to save yourself. So if you get knocked off the map, we'll see if that comes into play. There is one way to get yourself back into it, but we'll see if that happens. As it is, Spixie right now in great position with the amp sniper rifle, trying to extend this lead early on. Again, this is your time to make your predictions in chats. This has been a dead even matchup back and forth. I would say, you know, I said before, I think BRD maybe has a slight edge on this one, just being like a wide open map. I feel like someone like Antoine, while he's really great with the shock primary, I feel like his competitive advantage, if you will, his comparative advantage against other players is when you get in their face with the rockets, link gun, flak primary. I feel like that's his biggest advantage against, you know, BRD in particular, and he's not going to have an opportunity to do that as much on this map unless he can bait them into it around the power-ups. When you're fighting around that the shield belt area, that's when that really comes into play. But I think most of this map you're going to be running around with Shock and Sniper, and BRD is going to be my favorite in that scenario. So you see both teams going for this shield belt right now, and the amp will be spawning at the same time, so kind of curious if anyone's going to be circling around to that side. Spixie catching Anzuoff, caught down in that area. There's health down there. Of course, that pool is so dangerous, so difficult to get out of. So shield belt goes to Zion. Looks like amp is going to be up. You see that Anzuoff jumping over there. Zion tries to knock him off. And again, whether you're grabbing amp or even just giving chase, it's so dangerous to head down on that cannon. Spixie does take him out. He'll have that enforcer in his hand. He's going to look for a better weapon. There goes. Shock rifle with only a little bit of ammo. Able to corner him and get a kill there, up to an 8 frag lead early on. But Anzuoff answers with the sniper. So amp pretty much extinguished at this point. He'll have 3 more seconds, maybe get 1 or 2 shots off. Now we do have that 100 armor, and here you see Spixie actually finding himself a bit out of position, but Zion's across the map on top of it. He does grab that 100 armor, so we'll follow him for a bit and see what he's looking like. Combos coming up. Ooh, just missed timed it. Zion had him lined up, didn't trust his instinct. Missed the first one. 100 armor comes up, and that's what you see right there. You see repeat with the close range rockets kill. Like I was saying, that 100 armor area and over to the shield belt area are both close range. So I think if CC can try to push the fight into those areas, they may have a little bit more of an advantage. Working with combos, link guns, rockets, things like that. I think Zion and Spixie are going to be too tough. You see them with Sniper and Shock. The long range hit skin, I think they have the advantage. Ooh, repeat. Throwing Stinger down range. Zion circling around. Nice combo through that grate. It's a smart move there. Map knowledge coming into play. Anzuoff with the first amp, I believe, for CC of the game. Ooh, dangerous move jumping right back onto that cannon. Shield belt's going to spawn, so CC right now grabbing the amp and the 100, conceding that belt to BRD, meeting them right back out in the open. And there you go, Zion going down to repeat with the flanking maneuver. See a little bit of cat and mouse being played, trying to get a position for this 100 armor. Somehow Anzu does no damage with that combo, put it exactly where he wanted. Oh, and Spixie takes him out. He does go down to repeat though with the flank over there, so repeat's gonna have that 100 armor. We'll follow him for a bit. We still got a little bit of time until the power-up spawn. Maybe a quick look at the scoreboard just to see where we are. Dead even on the amps between these two teams, and that's kind of been the story with a bunch of these maps previous, is that whichever team can control the amp seems to be taking the leads. Oh, melts him down, sneaking up behind him with that link gun, and repeat. I think repeat was listening on my stream. He heard what I said about their weapon advantage with the link gun. Again, not something you're gonna be able to pull out across the map, obviously. So he's gonna have to close the gap to make use of weapons like that. Amp's gonna be spawning soon. I'm gonna back up and circle around. I think repeat might be setting up for it. See him chasing down Zion. Ooh, Zion caught 1-on-1, or excuse me, 2-on-1. He goes down, both players with armor, and this is, oh, CC grabs it and just gets off of that cannon. You saw it go off right after he jumped off of it. So lucky move there by Anzuoff. If you have jump boots, you have a little bit more capability to save yourself, but he did not, so it would have been a dangerous move there by Anzuoff. And with the amped link gun now, Anzu just chasing people down, tying it right back up. So there you go, those power-ups. You saw CC having both armors and the amp, so swooping through, grabbing everything up on the map, and now map firmly in their control, not even halfway through this one. The comeback is on, and this is their opportunity to really try to run away with it. Anzu off on a killing spree, repeats likely close to one himself, the way they've turned these scores around. Ooh, a little bit of team damage there. Nothing too bad. Oh, and there's a flak ball. And nice double teaming there, catching them one-on-one, and that's what CC's been doing a great job of now, is running together, using that teamwork to, you know, distract one person while the other person changes, or, you know, flanks around the other side, takes him out. And again, we have seen, oh, okay, sorry, Repeat was on a rampage. My bad, I must have missed the killing spree notification. Amp will be spawning any second. You see them in position for it again. We almost saw a cannon blast off the map last time. So you'll see what he's doing is he's shooting the cannon off himself so that he can then grab the amp. It's absolutely key. Whenever a player doesn't do that, like we almost saw last time, it leaves you vulnerable to being blasted. Oh, both power-ups going to Anzuoff. Huge turnaround right there. So CC now going to try to turn the tables and take a big lead of their own. Just like we saw on Rankin, BRD swooping up those power-ups, making big use of those amp sniper rifles. Anzuoff in mid, if he can just find those respawners, that's really what they've been feeding off of. And we're past the halfway point, so clock going to start being a factor here. So those long-range shots, Anzuoff not hitting those the shocks. Gonna find himself a bit out of position, actually. He's gonna sit back and hold that 100 armor. Belt's gonna be spawning any second. We got Repeat in position, but he's gonna be chased down by that link gun. And the flat ball by Spixie. Straight to his chest, taking him out. Zion will have that belt. 100 armor went to Anzuoff, but now they're gonna be jockeying for position for this next amp. Take a quick look. You see the amps mostly getting grabbed by CC, although BRD have taken a few of them off the ground, off the kills. 5 seconds till this amp spawns. You're going to have a jump over to it. Fighting over by the 100 armor. Nobody waiting on this amp as it spawns. You got two players sitting right behind it, flak to flak. Looks like Repeat wins that fight. Is he going to go over and grab? He's going to go over and grab that 100 armor. So a smart move knowing that it's up. Likely communication there from his teammate. Zion able to steal it. And you see Zion getting blasted off the map. Nothing he can do here. No jump boots to save himself. He gets eaten by the, I guess, Megalodon or whatever it is off the map. So amp negated. It's a smart move there, taking out that amp with that. Oh, and the headshot off the spawn. Like I say, a nice job there, taking out that amper with that cannon. So CC just maintaining control of this map right now, trying to extend this lead. We've seen it's really not over with either of these two teams until the clock expires. So double-digit lead, which is nice, but they're going to need to hang on to it by being a little bit careful here. I think Anzu right now just doing that. I mean, you see him with 150 armor, 160 health. This is as stacked as anyone's been in this whole matchup. And up by 12 being... Oh, nice headshot there again. So the synopsis of this matchup so far has been just flak balls and headshots. Oh, rocket to his teammate. Got to be careful there. So you got Belt and Amp spawning within 5 seconds of each other. Anzu looks like he's more interested in the Belt at the moment. He could move from one to the other fairly quickly. Oh, eats enforcer shots. So Spixie making him pay for coming up that lift. You got to be careful there. Everybody's fighting over this Belt. See one kill coming out. Repeat's on top. He has a ton of armor still. He's going to get pushed off by that Stinger, so Zion chases him off. Amp is up. He's going to head over. Anzu with a grab, and a clean grab at that. And that could be huge here as you see him negating that armor by Spixie. On the run. Probably looking at the clock at this point, looking at his lead. Oh, and there's a flat ball to the face. Both players from CC go down, and this could be the opportunity. Nope, BRD goes down immediately. I was saying it would have been an opportunity for them to try to establish control. They're only going to have a couple more amp runs left to try to cut into this lead. It's only 11 with 3 minutes to go, but CC has been on top of these power-ups the last few minutes. A repeat dropping goo down. Didn't get the kill, but good damage coming out from it. Shield belt will spawn. Looks like nobody's really fighting over that belt right now, so it should be an easy grab for Zion. Back up to an 11 frag lead, though, as his teammate gets caught out. Spixie with the rockets to the side. Zion does negate it with a nice shot there. Still 30 seconds until this amp, so they're going to control both armors. So BRD taking back control of the map. They absolutely have to get this amp, though. If Zion can get some health in him. He gives up the sniper rifle, so interesting. I figured Zion would be going for an amp sniper rifle run. It looks like he's more comfortable with the shock rifle right now. He can grab that double damage. Oh, there he goes. Sniper, health. This is exactly what Zion needed to do. Amps up in 5 seconds. I would think that they would want to send Zion to that amp right now. He can get there with a lift jump. The amp is up. If Zion can grab this amp with that shock, you see 1 kill coming out, down to an 8 frag lead. If Zion can get this in his hands cleanly. Oh, he jumps over it. Zion might have got shot, but he overshoots it. He's still in position for it if he wants to. He's going to shoot that cannon. Jump for it. He's got to be careful. Nope, you see them shooting him off. They actually killed him. Now this amp is sitting on the ground. This is BRD's last hope of getting this point in this 2v2. It is just burning away on the ground there. Zion can still get back over there if he wants to. He's going to be taking shots en route. Repeat in position as himself. Shots coming out, but that's going to be down to a minute and a half to go. It's still sitting there. Zion making his way around. If he can grab this, it would be huge. He does get it, so Zion with an amp sniper rifle, but it had taken so much time off of it. Ticks down and disappears, so BRD staging a comeback, but really needed that power up. So clutch kill, taking out Zion as he was ready for that run with that amp sniper rifle. Wasted so much time off the clock and really erased any opportunity there. We do have Spixie with 100 armor, so see if he can cut into this lead a little bit. Ooh, nice wall jumps right there by Repeat being just so cagey and difficult to find. Looks like somebody got blasted off the map. Anzuoff, so you can see him. You see those teeth. Spixie getting the kill off of that. So up to down to a 5 frag lead. So BRD doing a great job closing this gap in the last few minutes. Unfortunately, Repeat with the double kill with the rocket's going to shut her down. The 7 frag lead in 20 seconds ago, that's going to do it. But BRD, again, not giving up, just like we saw in the 4v4s. Both teams playing hard the whole time. And there's the concession. So another nail biter. Back and forth these teams went. Saw a couple of kills off the cannon. Some amp runs coming out. Repeat with a huge game. BRD came out with a lead and looked like they were in great position. So credit CC, able to storm back, come back, catch them out. And what we saw, a lot of link gun utilization there, right? Like I still think BRD in the end had the advantage with the long range hit scan, sniper, and shock shots. But CC able to turn it around, dictate the flow of the game in the back half there, and take the lead. So what are we looking for? Reeve versus Tamer. Reeve looks like he's got an instance up already. I'm gonna presume that that's our match. I'm gonna download another updated version of a map here real quick. There we go. We've already done one cycle of the Unreal Tournament soundtrack. All right, well, as they get this match set up, Tamerlane's already in, of course. Reeve, I guess, will be jumping back in. Looks like he had actually created the instance. We'll give them a second. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, so we'll rejoin you guys shortly. If you got any predictions, now's the time to make them. The 2 duel matchups coming up here are actually very, very intriguing. All right, bringing you all of the exciting AI versus AI matchups here. This is why I'm not too worried about a Grey Goose scenario. AI really just can't seem to get their act together. All right, looks like they're recreating this instance. We're gonna go back up into the hub and find it. There we go. All right, we are in the server. Reeve and Tamer ready to go. Looks like they're gonna be playing solo, and then Erase and Deep would be the tiebreaker. All right, and we are getting things going here. Players are ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Reeve versus Tamerlane, map 1. This matchup has been dead even so far. We are now dueling it out. Reeve and Tamerlane, two players that in Season 1, particularly in Duel, both kind of showed the ability to beat pretty much anyone. Like they were very dangerous players. Not necessarily infallible, but they both showed a ton of potential. So very curious to see what happens in this matchup. Reeve here with the air rocket to the back, sending Tamerlane back home right in that rocket and scooping up all of the armor. So an interesting move there by Reeve. Goes for the follow-up kill, ignoring the armor. If Tamerlane had doubled back on him, it could have been a bit bad situation, but instead gets the air rocket kill, quaking it up. So Reeve with the early 2-0 kill and both armors in his possession, looking very solid. Tamerlane now is going to have to be a bit defensive here. Let's turn off the auto cam for you there. Ooh, rockets coming in. So Tamerlane now actually doing a great job of getting his armor back up so he can stand in there and fight. It's always scary in these duel maps whenever your opponent's got all of the armor in their control and you respawn all of a sudden. You just try to do anything you can to survive and scratch together some weapons. This is, however, a fairly complex map. Of course, we saw it play 2v2, so obviously it's big enough for that. It's a relatively big duel map, but it's also very complex, a very intricate map with lots of cool movement options to try to escape or to try to be aggressive, try to close the gap. Lots of ways to cut yourself or to cut other players off. It's basically just like a jungle gym for this game's movement. Big defensive flat ball there that the fadeaway does miss the follow-up shot, so Reeve's gonna dive in his face with that Link, and Reeve fairly notorious for his use of the Link gun in Duel. Nice falling shot combo there by Reeve. Again, proving me wrong as soon as I say something. He's like, you know, I've got other weapons too, buddy. That will be a highlight kill for sure. Ooh, another Link gun kill there. Reeve continuing to just be relentless with his chase downs. Ooh, the combo lined up. Reeve didn't trust his gut there. Had it lined up, maybe could have got another kill there. Tamerlane still trying to reestablish control. Plenty of time left on the clock, but Reeve right now is looking really good. Let's see what it looks like from Tamerlane's perspective. Not really wanting to stand there in there and go toe-to-toe right over the belt. Playing a little bit conservatively here. I think eventually he's going to have to decide whether it's a 3-pack of rockets, a flat ball, or goose shot. It looks like he's going to have to try to ambush Reeve somehow. Maybe he's hoping for a headshot somewhere. Okay, dives in there for the 50. but eats a ton of Link, and you can see that's definitely Reeve's strategy here, is just to basically annoy him with that Link every time he gets up close and personal. Rockets to the feet. Reeve does, however, lose a bunch of his armor stack in that fight, so Tamerlane goes down again, but he does break him down and maybe makes it a little bit more manageable if he can get another weapon in his hands. Ooh, rockets coming out. Ooh, and missed that rocket, the first one, with the follow-up, but he does go down. Reeve again chasing down with that Link gun. I mean, I'm not sure what a good Link accuracy is, to be honest with you. I think 34% is probably pretty high. I think back in the 2K4 days, I know a good accuracy for Link there was 30 to 40%. Link versus Link duel. Reeve winning that one. Doesn't hurt to have an armor advantage. So maybe Tamerlane at that point just trying to break him down. Figures maybe he can chase him down, get a follow-up kill himself. Oh, almost had it lined up. That shock ball just missing. Could have comboed it. May have gotten the kill. Instead, Reeve just on fire. See Reeve there, smart veteran move there, throwing that shock ball out. He knew it was a little bit behind the shield belt spawn, so he throws the shock ball out well ahead of time, basically pushing, zoning Tamerlane out, to use a term from other game types, excuse me, other game genres. But it is so key. I mean, projectiles, and especially like with the shock balls, you'll hear Unreal Tournament players use the term as shock trap. You throw a shock ball out, and you're basically daring someone to go into that area. So up to a 10-1 lead, past the halfway point of this one. Reeve just running away with it at this point. Again, though, it is a best of 3. So if you're Tamerlane here, ooh, as the Rampage comes out, you might see a concession here, but I know that if you're Tamerlane, sometimes if you're down in a 1v1, especially in a best of 3 scenario, you want to get something together. So you might even see Tamerlane, if he can try to get a kill or two, try to end this spree just for his own morale. And if he can feel like he's getting some momentum, he might even concede at that point, and then go into the next map, a little bit more warmed up. But as it is, Reeve giving him just absolutely no opportunity, just ready for him every time he turns the corner. Oh, another combo, this time by Tamerlane, finally catches him, and Tamerlane has kind of whittled his way, or whittled Reeve's health down, finally caught him with an ambush, built his health and armor back up, so he's in good position here to make a comeback. The question is, will he have enough time? Shield belt does spawn, and Tamerlane, though, of course, on the hunt. He knows he's running out of time, and this might be a situation, like I said, where he's not even necessarily playing expecting to come back and win this map, but maybe just trying to build some momentum for map 2, because remember, it's best of 3. He can definitely come back and win a couple maps in a row and take this matchup, earn that point for his team. But right now, looking at a 9 frag deficit, definitely going to be very difficult on a map of this size. Ooh, just missing that. You saw the underneath twitch sniper shot, trying to hit that out. The thing about shooting someone from underneath with a sniper rifle is sometimes you can get a headshot if you hit the right angle, if their head is kind of just leaning over. Ooh, rockets coming out, and Reeve putting an end to that. Reeve's so comfortable with the that rocket Link close range, just making it messy. Tamerlane, of course, wants to keep him at a distance. Nice flanking sniper shot there by Tamerlane. So Tamer looks fairly sharp, all things told. I mean, his aim and everything, his aim and movement have seemed pretty comfortable here. Reeve has just been all over the map. Ooh, just missing that sniper shot. You see Tamerlane now taking some difficult sniper shots. Again, maybe just considering the last couple minutes of this game as a warm-up. Reeve, though, just running things up to a 14-3 lead. We'll take a quick peek at the scoreboard as we ease on out of this one. Looks like we're gonna have the concession right there, all Reeve in this one. I mean, look at that damage. Tamerlane was hitting some shots. Like I say, he looked reasonably sharp, but Reeve was just all over that map. Look at the power-up discrepancy. So map 1 going entirely Reeve's way. We'll see what happens on map 2. We'll have it voted up here in just a bit. You see him throwing the lightning rifle, saying, "Get that out of here." All right, here is the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with map 2. Tamerlane versus Reeve. We saw Reeve just completely dominant on solo. Tamerlane, though, this is much more his style map. I don't know whose map choice they were, but I think Tamerlane really has a chance to come away with the victory on this one and force a map 3. Ooh, but that link up close and personal. Reeve, again, just relentless with his chase downs. Let's see if Tamerlane can answer. He has a sniper rifle in his hands, in position to get that 50 armor. It'll give him a good angle to try to control that 100. There he is. So Reeve on the run, trying to stack back up. Ooh, nice shock ball placement by Tamerlane, but Reeve able to avoid them. Tamerlane, you can see with that mouse control, just putting it right on him. Shock after shock. Reeve down to 42 HP. Those health bubbles are gone, so he's probably going to be pushed away from this shield belt. Yep, looks like Reeve's going to back up, grab some health, and concede that belt. Oh, got to be careful. There's some splash damage. Oh, that sniper almost hit. Reeve just barely gets away. And Tamerlane now, this is his opportunity if he wants to be aggressive. There's a big 91 damage rocket. He needs another follow-up shot after that sniper to get this kill. Does have the link out. Give Reeve a little bit of his own medicine. Nice wall dodge there by Reeve. You saw him diving down, baiting him one way, wall dodging back up top, but only escapes for a few seconds. Tamerlane ties it right back up. Now he's going to be on the push, wanting more. Definitely wants to exploit any advantage he gets against Reeve. You've seen what Reeve can do whenever he takes control of a map in map 1. There's a headshot by Tamerlane. Looking awfully comfortable now with that sniper rifle in his hands. And of course, the race being a much more open map. One where you can really dictate the flow of combat from a distance, much more so than on solo. So don't be surprised to see Tamerlane running around with a lot of shock and sniper, trying to play that mid to long range game. Ooh, Reeve misses that shield belt, and that costs him. Tamerlane with the sniper back to back, grabbing that belt. Everything's going his way right now. Ooh, almost getting the lock on rockets, but Tamerlane doesn't get him. No damage coming out. Eats a little bit of stinger damage, but still looking pretty good up top. Just waiting for his opportunity to ambush him. Jumps down with the flak, but not able to make it connect. So still 10 seconds till that 100 armor. Looks like he's going to circle around, try to get an angle on it. You see Reeve right now still kind of soaking up armor, trying to get some weapons in his control. A little bit more armor. Ooh, and Reeve with a nice ambush. Now Tamerlane's going to be on the run. The fall-away sniper gives him a little bit of room as Reeve down to 77 HP himself, and both of those health bubbles up. Tamerlane with a smart double back move right there. 100 armor is going to be up. He may lose control of that. Belt is going to be up in 2 seconds, though. So Reeve goes to get the 100 armor, tries to come back and get the belt. Maybe got a little greedy there. It's going to be flak versus rockets, close range. I think this is going to be advantage Reeve. He's going to be a little bit more comfortable in that situation. So Tamerlane backs out, perfectly happy to give up that fight, try to keep him at a distance and try to snipe him down. And that's really really highlights the difference in styles between these two players. Reeve was ready to brawl over that shield belt. Had his rockets out, probably had a link gun in his pocket. Tamerlane was like, nope, I'm gonna back out here, try to snipe you from a distance. Oh, and there it goes, works out for him. Concedes that 100 armor, but gets the snipe. And still has 97 HP, so really no threat of a chase down there. Oh, had the combo lined up, would have been a spectacular shot. Does get 45 damage though. And Reeve gonna be on the run again, only 55 HP. You see him with that angle on the bubbles, but Reeve does get his health back up. Oh, and there's a nice timed rocket there. Knew exactly where he was going, and Tamerlane now in full control of this map. There's another belt for him. You see Reeve's strategy there, trying to break him down with that link gun. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go right back to it if he can get one in his hands. The trick is going to be closing the gap. Really, the only time he's been able to ambush Tamerlane is trying to bait him into that shield belt. Tamerlane hasn't even been going for the 100 armors. If he doesn't have a clear path to it, he's perfectly happy to concede it and snipe it from a distance. But fighting over the belt, that's when Reeve has been able to close that gap, get into the rockets and link gameplay. And that's where I think he's going to find an advantage. Oh, a nice rocket threading the needle, returning the favor. Back and forth these two are going with these rockets, bouncing each other around. And the headshot by Tamerlane, taking him out with the fall away. We're halfway through this one, and Tamer has been all over the place. Look at that, 50% more damage output. 4-0 with the belt. Reeve's been controlling those 100 armors, but again, some of those have been concessions by Tamer. Interesting move here by Tamerlane, being extremely conservative, not even trying to knock Reeve off of that armor. Instead, just waiting to get his health back up. Still 30 seconds to the belt, so he's not getting in position for the belt grab. Just trying to be very careful, take some time off the clock. He's up by 5 with 4 minutes to go, but you can actually erase the lead relatively quickly in this map. We've seen it. If you haven't seen the clip of Reflex versus Rookie and the comeback there, you definitely should go back and check that out on my channel. But yeah, erase a map. You can erase deficits quickly. 6-2 though, still looking pretty comfortable, and Tamerlane is also very adept at keeping that distance. You see him actually turning his back to his opponent. Kind of a dangerous move, but very comfortable with where Reeve is and was heading. And I think that's been the difference. Tamerlane, I wouldn't say he didn't look comfortable in solo, but I feel like there was a bit of a map knowledge gap. But Reeve looked incredibly comfortable, knew every single angle. Tamerlane looked like he was doing a little bit more reacting. Reeve's certainly comfortable with this map, and Tamerlane's just been playing it very, very intelligently. You can see him just baiting Reeve into taking damage. Oh, so much damage output there. Reeve down to 7 HP. He's got to be careful about the chase down. Tamerlane off the spawn. Could take him out with the Enforcer. Doesn't, in a big combo by Reeve. So Reeve, with 3 minutes to go, if he can get this kill, he'll be right back into this one. Down to 7 HP again, though. Got to be so careful. Only a 2-frag lead. So Reeve wisely decides to back up and snatch up this shield belt, putting himself in great position now to try to finish things off. If he can come back and end this, or come back and take this, it would end this first duel portion and deny us a third tiebreaker map. So depending on who you're rooting for, there's very tense moments here. Ooh, the close range link comes out to nobody's surprise. Tamerlane down to 17 HP. 2 ticks of that link gonna take him out. Oh, there's the shock. He was able to grab that health bubble right before that shock rifle shot came in. Oh, but he heard those vials taken, so now Tamerlane's gonna know exactly where Reeve is. He's trying to cut him off. Not a surprise there. Tamerlane not even contesting that 100 armor. Reeve just on the hunt now, chasing him down. Doesn't want to let him get to any health bubbles. Looks like he's gonna give it up though. The Tamerlane back around that 100 in that corner, tough spot. Surprised not to see rockets come out there. Ooh, Tamerlane makes Reeve eat some rockets, so surprising turnaround there. I thought Reeve would dive in there with charged rockets, try to end it with one shot. Still has time on the clock, but Tamerlane's able to back up a little bit, take some time. Oh, that sniper shot would have been huge. He's gonna try to cut him off here. He doesn't want to dive right into him. That turnaround sniper would have been a big help here, but instead, clock is on Tamerlane's side now. You see him just running away, eating little bits of chip damage all over the place, but able to stay alive. Oh, rockets trying to hit him with the midair, doesn't connect. Tamerlane now being chased down. The Link's gonna come out. This is where Reeve wants to be, right in his face with Link. One more tick of damage up, 2 more ticks of damage away. Can't make it happen. He's gonna have to chase him down here. He can't be conservative. He gets him with 37 HP. Trying to find him off the spawn. Doesn't get the spawn kill at rockets. He ends up spawning across the way at rockets. Excuse me, doesn't catch him at shock. He ends up spawning at rockets. Reeve now with 47 seconds to try to guess where is he gonna be. Catches him. Oh, almost got him at the ambush point, going for sniper. He's got belt in his hands. Reeve has every weapon and 150 armor. He's got everything he needs, but he has to find a way to get in his face and close that gap. Oh, the double back by Tamerlane. And the double back by Reeve is in his face. We can get a little bit more damage out. There's a 100 damage rocket. Another one comes out, and the shot by Tamerlane with 16 HP puts him down. Now a 2 frag difference. Tamerlane's gonna go down here probably to the stinger. And now only 14 seconds to go for Reeve. Tries to catch him off the spawn. Tamerlane knows not to spawn at shock. And that may do it. He's gonna have one more opportunity to try to ambush him, but Reeve running out of time. And that fall away sniper shot, ultimately the difference maker. Clutch shot there by Tamerlane to hang on to the lead. So map 3 it is. We're gonna be on DM Deep, of course, a very interesting map, one that can support many different play styles. Lots of ambushing going on in that one. Reeves saying he hit 10% sniper. That's kind of his game though. Like Reeve tried to dictate this match and make it his gameplay style. Up close, trying to ambush him, throwing rockets and Link everywhere. He tried to make Tamerlane as uncomfortable as possible. But in doing that, that kind of makes it difficult to hit a high accuracy yourself. He wanted to make it a dirty, brawling kind of game, and it nearly worked out for him. Tamerlane ultimately, with that fall away sniper, with about 30 seconds to go, I think that really sealed the deal. If Reeve had another split second of that damage output to take him out, would have been about 30 seconds left looking for a spawn kill. Very, very doable. But instead, pulls up by 2 instead of tying it up. And now we're on Deep. A very interesting map with a lot of ambush points. This is one too where, not unlike Solo, there's a lot of interesting movement. You can get across the map, you can cut people off, you can take all these shortcuts. Knowing the map is so critical. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point in Twitch chat. BRD, they play G right after this, so even the players in the 4v4 that aren't dueling, they have to be hanging out, they have to stay warmed up, stay fresh. Because they have a whole other set of games going on coming up next. We do still have one more duel after this in this matchup. And we start all over again with a slightly different matchup. In case anyone wondering, yeah, we do have BRD versus G coming up next, and then after that, Sons of War versus Saints and Sinners. So that's SOW versus SAS to finish off the day. All right, looks like we are ready to jump into this one, our tiebreaker matchup. Of course, Reeve took solo, Tamerlane eking it out on a race. And this is for all of the marbles, or at the very least, one big marble right now. Here is the countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you this tiebreaker between Reeve and Tamer. Trading maps leading up to this one. I don't know, this one could go either way. This is a map that's really well-rounded. You can keep people at a distance with shock. It's not as open. Ooh, you saw the lined-up headshot. Doesn't hit the headshot, does hit the Twitch follow-up. Keep an eye on those health bubbles in mid right there underneath where Tamerlane was. That's such a key control spot because every time someone takes damage, that's going to be the natural place to stack back up. A lot of ambushing going to happen there, lots of combos. Even goo gets thrown that direction after a fight. Tamerlane's going to be able to keep Reeve on the run a little bit this map, but all of the power-ups, oh, you see the nice double sniper there by Tamerlane to take the lead. All of the power-ups and pickups in this map are going to be in close range areas, so not unlike Erase, Tamerlane's going to be able to, in the transitional periods, keep Reeve at a distance, but if he wants to contest power-ups, Reeve's going to have him that close range combat where he can fire those rockets. You see him already pulling out that link gun, trying to keep him away. Shield belt does go to Reeve. Tamerlane not even wanting to mess with that link gun. 100 armor goes his way, and you see all these little grates you can shoot through those, all these little windows, lots of ways to catch your opponent off guard. You see rockets, flak, shot combos being thrown all over the map on this one. Oh, Link versus Link matchup. You figure that's going to go Reeve's way, definitely his wheelhouse. Tamerlane doing good damage, but you see Reeve there able to get to those health bubbles in mid. Contesting that 100 armor, but he may not care so much about that as getting some weapons under his belt. He's over at the 50 armor. That's not going to spawn for a few more seconds, so this is going to put him in a dangerous spot. Oh, he closes the gap with the flak. You see that nice wall run. I think he's going to be in a tricky spot here, though. Tamerlane, though, may back up. Belt is up, so I think Tamerlane's going to go for shield belt. You'll have 50 armor here for Reeve. Reeve can head over to that 100 armor if he wants. Only a flat cannon to really defend himself with. There's the ambush. Big flat primary. Gets answered by Tamerlane with a rocket. So armor, I should say. Really saving Tamerlane there. Fortunate to have that on him. That belt allowed him to survive and turn that around and get the kill. Big flat primary damage, but lead going to Tamerlane early on in this one. Shots coming out back and forth. This is that mid-range fighting. This is where Tamerlane wants to be. That hit scan, long-range sniping, shock primary battles. Not that Reeve can't compete there, but that's just not where his relative advantage comes in. So Reeve down to 50 HP. He's going to be on the run. He does have a chance to get to the 50 armor first. Tamerlane, though, is going to try to meet him there. Does. Couple of shock shots, juggling him around. And the shock juggle in this map can be very, very deadly because there's so many little nooks and crannies to get stuck in. Ooh, the rocket goes right through the grate. It was well placed, but just barely missed. Ooh, rockets coming out back and forth. Reeve, though, with a close range link. A nice escape there by Tamerlane. Ooh, but Reeve with the chase down takes a full flak, but still survives. So Reeve ties it up. Oh, and the instant revenge kill there with the enforcer kill. So both players reset. 50 does go to Tamerlane. He's got a sniper in his hands. Looking fairly comfortable here. Still 10 seconds till the belt spawns, so there might be a little bit of jockeying for position over that. We'll be spawning soon. Ooh, nice rocket juggles. Reeve, though, shocking him down. And there it is, the kill. Reeve tying it right back up. Looking to take the lead with that shield belt in his pocket. You're seeing a long range shot combos by Reeve. Really just throwing out Hail Marys at that point. But did run a little bit low on ammo, so you gotta be careful when you're throwing out those combos like that. Hit some rockets to the back. Tamerlane not where he wants to be, up close with the rockets and Link. This is exactly where Reeve wants to be, trying to take the lead. I think for the first time this map, if I'm not mistaken, but a big flat primary sends him flying. Both players now weak. Tamerlane turns the corner, gets that shock primary, and you see the ambush waiting for him at the mid health bubbles. Misses the flak. Reeve now with 5 HP. And Tamerlane might be trying to ambush him. You see him chasing him down. Players just back and forth with each other, knowing that the other one's weak after a fight. Oh, a huge combo by Tamerlane. Rather, would have been huge if he would have connected. Instead, we're back to a tie game. Reeve's still only 32 HP, but he does have 150 armor. We'll see if Tamerlane can chase him down. Oh, close range link-to-link battles, and Tamerlane just hasn't been winning those. I think maybe he just wanted to go ahead and do as much damage as possible. Figured maybe he was kind of caught out of position. So Reeve gonna likely sit on this 100 for a little too long. Flat ball's whizzing by his face. Tamerlane doesn't want to stand in there, so Tamerlane's gonna back up. Maybe get position on the shield belt, but belt's not up for 8 more seconds, so Reeve with a big opportunity here, map control-wise. He can take that 100 armor, slide over here to belt, knock Tamerlane off of it. You gotta be careful, you can get knocked off the side of the map here as well. Big rocket there. Nice prediction by Reeve with the juggling. Now he's gonna have a chance to chase him down and try to take a 2-frag lead for the first time this game. We're about down to the last third of this match. Oh, shots to the back. He's gotta be careful. Again, all those power-ups are so exposed. Ooh, mid-air flak by Tamerlane. Would have been his opportunity to tie it up in one shot. Doesn't connect. So Reeve on the run. Oh, you see the combos coming through under the map, so again, crafty play by these two. We haven't seen any crazy shots through those grates, but it really keeps people on the run. And there you go. Oh, doesn't hit the follow-up primary. Had the combo, had him in midair. Might have even been able to knock him off the map, but instead, not only doesn't get the kill, but allows Tamerlane to take that belt. So perhaps a miscue there by Reeve. Still has the lead with under 3 minutes to go, so you don't want to lose concentration based on something like that, but sometimes that can shake you loose a little bit, and it can be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see how Reeve responds. He misses the jump to the 50 armor, so hopefully he's not frustrated with himself. He's going to want to keep his concentration. He still has a great opportunity to finish this one off. Tamerlane, though, put himself in position there with that aggressive play in his face. Rockets to rockets. Able to avoid it with a sniper shot. This could be his chance to tie it right back up with 2 minutes to go. Has that link gun out. Stuck and no health bubble there, waiting for Reeve. So a tie game with 2 minutes to go, and Tamerlane coming right back into this one. Oh, missing the lift jump there. So both players perhaps a little bit fatigued. Missing some movement. Maybe even nervous. There's tie game. Remember, this is the tiebreaker map, so got a minute and a half to decide this one. Winner of this is going to earn a point for their team. So critical early on in the season. Establish yourself. Oh, and rockets coming out by Tamerlane. Reeve spawns right in front of him with the link gun. Oh, but another rocket, and that may do it. There's a concession. Reeve coughing it up at the end there. Man, Tamerlane with a comeback. 3 quick kills in like 30 seconds. So a bit of frustration for Reeve there, but Tamerlane able to stay in there. So credit Tamerlane there. He pretty much, I mean, he had the lead. Reeve came storming back and was playing really well. And then that you saw that shield belt grab by Tamerlane where Reeve had the combo in midair, had a chance to pluck him out of the sky with the primary. Instead, Tamerlane survives, gets the belt, gets away, takes him out with the ambush with rockets a minute later. And a big, big comeback there by Tamerlane at the end. So, all right, we are down to the final duel between these two. There you can see, actually, there we go. Flick Switch versus Repeat should be getting kicked off here shortly on solo. Going to take a quick look at Discord, take a quick look at Twitch chat. Yeah, Tamerlane with the comeback there. And credit Tamer, really, because, I mean, Reeve looks so good on solo, right? So whenever you're in a best of 3, you really have to, like, keep your composure, especially if you know you're playing your opponent's map first. You can get smoked sometimes, 10, 20, 30 frags, whatever it is. You have to kind of keep that mental composure and let yourself know, like, it's really just 1-0. It's first to 2, and it's 1-0. Tamerlane able to come back, win a race, close one there, and then coming back on deep with Reeve, you know, coming back and taking control himself in the last couple of minutes. I mean, that was really a back and forth game. This whole matchup has just been anyone's game. And I think with how even these two teams are, and especially how close they were last season, we'll look back at this matchup. I mean, it's only week 2, but these points between these two are going to be so critical in determining their final placement in the end. Remember, it's a shorter season since there's only 6 teams, so every point worth that much more. All right, so Flick Switch versus Repeat gonna close us out. Let me see if I can find that hub up. All right, game is up. We are joining in. I guess I'll take this opportunity again. Raise Your Edge Gaming, hosting this whole event, paying out all the prize money and everything. Definitely give them some love. You do have their social media right down there in their Twitch profile, as well as I think there is a follow command on the bot in chat, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to them for hosting Season 1 and Season 2 growing even bigger. Again, we'll take a look at that in between matches here. All right, here we go. Players are ready. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with a Repeat versus Flick Switch. Last duel between these two teams. They've just been, it's just been a tug of war, really. I mean, back and forth. Even when we've seen maps go one-sided, the best of 3s go into tiebreaker maps. Ooh, close range flak right off the bat. We saw solo as map 1 with Reeve versus Tamerlane. Repeat versus Flick Switch. It'll be interesting to compare their play styles on the same map here. Flick Switch standing in the open there, trying to get the back-to-back sniper shots. Only hits the one, but does send Repeat packing. Trying to get stacked back up and get some weapons under his belt. Only sniper and Link for Flick. He does grab that rocket launcher, which is going to be so key if he's going to try to get into position for this shield belt. See it spawning soon. Flick Switch trying to make his way over. He grabs it, able to push him away. And that's the advantage, too, of grabbing that early armor, is it gives you that advantage to push them, to really just bully them off of that bigger armor. Using one power-up to control another. Such a key aspect of both Team Deathmatch and Duel, really. See them back and forth. Flick Switch with a nice twitch sniper shot there. I thought maybe he was going to try to toss a combo that direction. Always got to be careful with the rockets up close. Repeat there. Nice escape up the lip. That lower area, that 50 armor area, is so dangerous to bounce around in. People can hit you with rockets, flak, you can just instantly disappear down there. Flak ball back and forth with Rockets answering, and Flick, nice move there, knowing exactly when to be aggressive. Down to 59 health himself, but Repeat not able to chase him down. He's gonna have to back up after taking some damage himself. So 1-0 lead. These two just really fighting early on in this one, back and forth, and whittling each other down. So a fairly, I don't know, cautious playstyle on display by both players so far. Neither one wanting to be hyper aggressive, wanting to kind of whittle the other one down. We've seen the Link chase down, not in the way that Reeve does it. Ooh, a nice wall run. So what he actually did there, he wall ran forward, tried to grab those vials, only got one or two, and then wall ran backwards. Because once you hear those vials get grabbed, you know exactly where your opponent is, you know which way they're going. So a nice move there, trying to be a little bit careful not to dive into any combos or any ambushes. Like I say, like, you're seeing the Link gun come out here only to finish people off, unlike someone like Reeve on this map where he was trying to ambush and he would just get in his face and just put a lot of pressure, because that's what it does. Whenever you jump in someone's face with a weapon like that, put a lot of pressure on them to hit shot after shot. Instead, Flick and Repeat both being very careful, trying to stack up as much as possible, trying to catch an advantage, only wanting to fight when they already have the advantage. You see, waiting for the ambush combos to connect, trying to catch someone from behind with a rocket perhaps, maybe a peek sniper shot here or there. And Flick Switch with the lead is perfectly comfortable to keep stacking up and just running this map. But Repeat's been building himself back up as well. Ooh, and that combo scares him back, so he's got him in position where he can maybe hit a rocket off the wall. Doesn't quite work out. And I think what we may see is a situation where, ooh, there's a rocket to the face. This is where Flick Switch wants to jump at him. There's that Link gun coming out. He might have the health. Oh, he actually had the health to get away up the lift. Instead, he tries to throw a rocket behind him and kills himself. So back to -1. It's a 2-frag lead, but man, that -1 on the scoreboard, such a morale killer. So given the control, I mean, Flick's been in control the whole time. Repeat's been doing a pretty good job of being elusive. Although, again, Flick hasn't been hyper-aggressive himself, trying to take advantage of this control. So that could come back to bite him if Repeat's able to flip things around. We're getting about to the halfway point of this one. 3-frag differential. Oh, a big flak primary there. Damages himself, though, in the process of both players taking damage. Flick relatively weak. Repeat now with an opportunity to maybe chase him down. Nice use of the lift there. Again, this is a map with some very complex movement. A lot of ways to escape and cut people off in ambush. Basically a big jungle gym for movement in this game. Oh, and another self-kill, this time by Flick Switch. Returns the favor. And we are at -1-1. Maybe we'll see a -1-0 game. I don't think we've ever seen that in UTPL. Ooh, Rocket's coming out again. These players back off into their corners, waiting for an ambush. Rocket does a little bit of damage, but I don't think we're going to see Flick be super aggressive off of that. There's a big 100 damage combo. Both players losing quite a bit of their armor and health. Repeat now in position if he wants to try to close the gap here, try to get back to 0. Of course, forcing Flick to kill himself just as good as getting a kill, but man, you really like to get that negative off the board. Ultimately, it's the differential that matters, but... And there he goes, back to 0. Repeat, more importantly, down only 1 now, and with control of this map and plenty of time to work with. There's that 100 armor. And again, we were saying Flick Switch, when he had control of the map, was playing super conservatively, not being aggressive and trying to convert tons of kills, mostly just trying to run out. Ooh, flak to the face. Repeat damaging himself yet again. You don't want to go back to -1 on this one. But again, Flick Switch not being super aggressive in trying to convert that map control to kills. It did take time off the clock safely, but you wonder if that's going to come back to haunt him if Repeat can put another kill on the board here. Repeat now on the hunt. Oh, again, just looking for that ambush. Does get him with the flat primary, though, but Flick, a little bit of armor to protect himself. There's a rocket to himself. Oh, and Flick Switch kills himself again. We've got a 0-0 tie game. Each player with 3 deaths, and we're at 0-0. I think this is the first time I've seen that in the matchup, so we'll see what we end up with here. Again, it could be a -1-0 game. Big flak ball to the face, though. Repeat protects himself with that defensive flak ball. Puts his balls in his top, pushes him away. And both players, again, retreating to their corners, trying to heal back up. Not wanting to be the first one to actually try to take a lead in this one. That's not fair. We have seen leads go back and forth. There's actually been a very close, exciting back and forth matchup. It's just been very unusual to see the fights ending with people killing themselves so much. So 0-0 though, with 2.5 minutes to go. So the armor is up in 10 seconds. We're going to see who can get in position for that. Oh, a couple big combos. This could be... Oh, Flick Switch with a defensive combo. Saves himself. Repeat had him cornered. That was his last opportunity to do any kind of damage, and Repeat knows he had him weak. Trying to chase him down. He's got to be careful that his flat can shred him, giving him a 2-frag lead, and there goes Flick Switch. Takes advantage of Repeat's aggression. Only 11 HP, but avoids the revenge kill. There's a rocket to the face, and this is Repeat's chance to try to even things... Ooh, even things back up between that fight, but instead, Flick Switch able to grab that belt. So smart move by Flick Switch, not allowing the revenge kill. Oh, and there's another flak ball really coming into play. And Repeat kills himself again on the wall. So Repeat with 6 deaths. I think we've seen 4 self-kills this game. The 2 to -1, really the differential is all that matters. It's a 3-frag game, and time's going to be running out for Repeat here soon. But man, we have had a bizarre start to this match now. Finally another kill. This one's a good old-fashioned shooting the other guy kind of kill. And with a 4-frag deficit, I think that's probably going to do it for this one. Flick Switch keeping him at bay with that shock primary. There we go, up to 4 to -1. I think if you're Repeat, maybe you're just trying to get back to 0 at this point. He spent probably half the match in the negatives at this point. Flick Switch, of course, took himself back down to 0 at one point, so it's just been back and forth. But as it is, it looks like we're going to see Flick Switch taking map 1 and the lead in this matchup. Of course, map 2 will be coming up shortly. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. This one's going to be rather unique. 11 total deaths. And 4 to -1 here. Ooh, a flak ball to the face. So Repeat does get himself back up to 0. So everybody golf clap there. Repeat with a moral victory. Eats the lock-on rockets as they're typing. So 5-0, more of a sane final score here. Definitely doesn't tell the tale. As Repeat with 4 kills and 4 self-kills to balance things out. The feng shui really shaping up for him. But as it is, Flick Switch winning map 1. We do have map 2 coming up. It's going to be, looks like Deep going to be map 2 here. So we just saw Deep as a tiebreaker. This time Deep's going to be map 2. ASDF would be the tiebreaker. We will see what happens. I believe every best of 3 in this matchup has gone to a 3rd map, so that's why we're an hour and a half into this match. That said, it could finish it off with this one. Oh, we might see another tiebreaker. Did the hub crash? There we go. I was about to say, map voting doesn't take that long. So here we go, DM Deep, map 2. We just saw this one in the previous matchup. You know what it kind of looks like. Lots of ambushing, lots of, trying to push your opponent around, knocking them into corners and such. I expect to see this one will probably be a little more of a long-range battle than the previous matchup. These two are probably both going to wait for a lot of shock play here. We're going to see a lot of combos around corners. We might see a little bit more of the shot combos through those grates come into play, as these two seem very intent on catching each other in ambushes before they engage. I'm hoping we see someone knocked off the map. That's always fun. Of course, over by that shield belt area, you definitely get knocked off the map very easily, not just with combos, but that's probably the most common way given that lift jump there. See people flying into the drink. That could give us some more negative scores, so maybe we'll see a repeat. No pun intended. All right, looks like players are readied up though, and we are ready to go. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5, we are here with Repeat versus Flick Switch. Map 2, we just saw a bizarre one, but Flick Switch coming out on top on solo, trying to close things out with this map. Repeat, of course, trying to force a map 3. Ooh, nice jump on top of the wall there. Like I said, there's a lot of clever movement in this map. Ooh, Flick Switch pulling out the link early, turning that corner, putting a lot of pressure on Repeat to hit that last sniper shot, misses it. Gonna earn him the first kill and the 100 armor, and possibly a follow-up kill as Repeat tried to catch him en route to the 100. Got there a little bit late. A 2-frag lead early on by Flick Switch. Repeat trying to whittle him down again, this time with Stinger, but eats a combo, so Flick just baiting him out, and Repeat maybe getting a little frustrated here. We'll see if he can catch his composure, because if Flick Switch can stay on top of him here, this could be over early if he keeps him frustrated. There's a big combo by the shock, or excuse me, by the shield belt. Oh, but Repeat answers back with shock primaries of his own, so 3-1 now. Flick Switch going to be grabbing that 100, but Repeat still with 150 of his own. Oh, catches him underneath, big combo. Doesn't take him out because of that 100 armor, but does send him running. It's going to be over by that 50 armor, but those health bubbles now going to be all in Repeat's side. He's going to hear him bouncing around below him. Does he throw a combo out between the grates? He does. Again, I think these are two players that we may see use a little bit more clever, or make a little bit more clever use of those grates, ambushing with shot combos, maybe throwing some flak balls through them. There you see the teleporter coming into play, but Repeat there first. You see that being able to combo up into those middle health bubbles is going to be huge if you can catch your opponent going for them. Again, the most common place to re-stack your health. You can't be too predictable there. Oh, speaking of predictable, Flick Switch with a prediction combo knocks him out, follows him up with a shock primary. That's going to earn him a shield belt. And Flick right back on top of this one, in control. Yeah, people asking about the overall scores. Dead even between these two teams overall in this matchup, but Flick trying to end this one, give his team a point, come out on top in this one. These two teams, remember, finished 3rd and 4th in the season one standings, so gives you an idea of how close these teams are in skill levels. So these coming away with a 1-point advantage out of this matchup early on the season is going to be absolutely huge. Big ramifications for the final standings at the end of the season. Flick, oh, with a huge combo, predicted that one about 3 seconds in advance, but just couldn't quite connect. Big prediction there. So still very early on in this one, but Flick already up 5-1 and in control of that belt. And that's the key. We saw on... We saw on solo, Flick Switch early on had control of the map, but wasn't really being super aggressive. Didn't really extend that lead very far until later on. But in this map, since he's already got a 5-1 lead, he can be perfectly content to just run the clock down, run the map, pick up the items, control weapons and armors. Doesn't really have to win any fights per se. All the pressure's on Repeat now. He's the one who needs to catch him in an ambush, try to make some damage happen. Flick now trying to finish off that kill. Catch one more shot, he'll have him. There he goes. Nice combo. Nice patient move there too, just standing in there. Knew he had the health to withstand some damage. 100 armor under his control, so amidst all that fighting, Flick Switch keeping control of the power-ups, and that's going to be key. We'll change to Repeat's perspective here and see what it looks like from his side. He's trying to stack up some sort of armors. There is a 25 and a 50 on this map. So even if you don't have control of the big ones, you can try to keep yourself, you know, in some semblance of health. But Flick Switch right now has been all over the 100 armor and the shield belt. Oh, a nice combo through the grates and the follow-up primary. Rocket to the face, though, by Flick Switch takes him out, but Flick down to 28 HP. Luckily for him, able to grab that 100 armor after that fight. Repeat's going to be trying to finish him off. Unfortunately for him, Flick was able to grab those health bubbles in mid. Now he's going to find himself in a tough spot. Rocket juggles back and forth. Now Flick down to 25 HP. Both players hyper weak right now. Oh, the ambush and the counter ambush through that window. Neither one able to connect, but you saw the strategy there. Ooh, big shot there by Repeat, trying to push him away. And you see, if he doesn't hit that sniper shot, that link gun's going to kill him. And that's the pressure that link gun up close puts on you. That said, he was able to knock him away with it, chases him back across the map. Shield belt's going to be up right now, and I think Flick Switch is going to be in better position for it, but Repeat's going to... Oh no, he doesn't circle around for it, so Repeat able to sneak around the map. Sorry, I'm wrong. No, Flick Switch did grab it. Yep, Repeat a little bit late on it. So yeah, Flick Switch, good use of positioning there. Chased him away with that link gun. Wasn't able to get the kill, but did get himself the shield belt. And perhaps just eating more time off the clock. Nice ambush combo there. Repeat, you saw, was completely safe as he took that shot, but only 55 damage, so. Flick Switch, again, perfectly happy to just bounce around, be conservative. 100 armor goes to him, and Repeat trying to catch him. Ooh, the sniper shot. That's a big shot if he can hit one more follow-up. He doesn't. Flick Switch going to circle around. Again, not having to be aggressive. Basically just choosing his spots, while Repeat here hasn't been able to get much going in the second half of this one yet. Got combos back and forth. Repeat trying to find a spot in Flick Switch. Really, credit to Flick Switch. Has been keeping his composure and just pushing him away every turn. Ooh, nice sniper shot. I was about to say Flick Switch is just tracing the side of that edge, waiting for him to peek his head out. Catches him jumping for that shield belt, and that was a huge snag right there by Flick Switch. Not only getting the kill, but denying Repeat any opportunity to stack up. And of course, Repeat going to be back to square one with health and armor. Give you a quick look at the scoreboard here to see what we're seeing, and right now, the damage has been actually in Repeat's favor, but Flick Switch has been well in control of the power-ups, and that's been the difference here. You see the game of chicken happening through that teleporter, and the fact that you can shoot, so the teleporter exits right up top there, and the fact that you've got those grates there, it really makes it kind of unique to this map. You can essentially protect yourself from being ambushed coming through the teleporter. You can also damage yourself coming through the teleporter, so just another thing to keep in mind. Ooh, Rocket's just missing. Repeat gonna dodge off of that lift. Able to avoid that damage, but 2.5 minutes to go. Now clock is gonna be a factor. Big Rocket to the face there. Another follow-up. We can get a kill here that might ice it. Link coming out, just putting so much pressure. Again, Repeat not able to handle the close range Link whenever he's got Shock and Sniper out. Flick Switch with the smart play, pulling that out. 9-2, I think that's gonna do it. We'll finish this one off, but looks like BRD gonna take that one extra point in this matchup. These teams went back and forth. This is actually the first match in this whole matchup that hasn't gone to third map. Of course, we got BRD following up with another match against... Oh, that telefrag. And there is the exclamation point. We've seen everything in this match now. I think that's the first telefrag we've seen in UTPL. Not a common occurrence in this game. So if you want to know how much everything is going Flick Switch's way this match, a telefrag to finish things off. Just to punctuate it, we've still got a minute and a half to go. They're going to play this one out, but BRD pulling a big key extra point, that 1 point advantage in the end over this matchup. Again, these teams finished 3rd and 4th in Season 1, so any advantage like that's going to be key. And BRD with a chance to try to add on to their point total, playing G coming up right after this one. We're going to have a short break between matches. But definitely stick around for that. And then, of course, we've got SOW versus SAS to close the day out following that. SAS I don't think they dropped a single map in week 1. Of course, going through most of Season 1 undefeated. So very impressive. See what they can do to continue through Season 2, or some of these other teams start catching up to them and closing the gap. So there's a kill, getting back on the board. Repeat. You know, like I say, trying to finish strong. Even when you know you're going to lose the map, you kind of want to give it a good showing. Ooh, moral victory, if you will. But again, credit to FlickSwitch. Running this map and getting into that early lead, I think, was so critical for Flick. Oh, as he kills himself again. It's just been the theme of this match, but yeah, FlickSwitch, whenever he can get into an early lead, I think that's where he really wants to be, because then he can play conservative like he wants to be, play very cautious, wait for those advantages. He was able to do that on deep, really controlled the map from beginning to end, and FlickSwitch giving BRD the advantage in this one. So 3 points to 2 between these two teams, very even, back and forth. We'll take a quick look at the next upcoming game. It's going to be BRD versus G, and they're going to be getting started here shortly. I see some of the G members around. And again, Nitro for the first time in UTPL. We'll be seeing that coming up next. I'm going to take a quick break, though. We'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes while they get this one set up.